and Brown Eyes. Those the only ones that's on that case still. Everybody else, even the ones that's missing, is Lil Durk homie. Now, this way it gets scary at though, because it was a murder for hire before Lil Pab got killed. It was a murder for hire, and with Stephon Mack, the guy he got killed outside the youth center, they was caught right away.
That's
I'm talking about people flipped right away. They left all the evidence, the phones and everything, the text messages when Durk coming up here. They went to $1 million worth of game with Lil Durk. Now, AJ, which was the killer, the one who chased him down, the one who told the informant that he got paid $20,000, then somebody else gave him 10 and 5. He ended up getting 40 all together. And Jam called them and told them that Lil Durk gave up 50. So that was confirming that Lil Durk had a payment. So now, AJ pleaded guilty, to the murder for hire and all that. Now his rappy co-defendant, Preston Powell, which is Marley, has pleaded guilty to the murder for hire. So what does this mean? Does it mean the murder for hire just closed? No, they plead guilty to murder for hire. So that means somebody got to go down for the for hire. It ain't just closing. Either they come with this or a RICO. Like, they not just throwing anything away, and they got the evidence. So we gonna see. It's finna get real tricky and real windy for Lil Durk, man. Both of the killers of Stephon Mack has pleaded guilty in a murder for hire. So, it's not just gonna go away. Now, people say, hey, Swipe, he could plead guilty and take the charges himself. No, you gotta read, man. It says he pleaded guilty to murder for hire. They got all type of pleas that you can get that you don't have to, it don't have to be in a sealed indictment. Like, they still let you run around and do all that. It's not gonna show up in the paperwork. You know what I'm talking about? Until the person is fighting it. Or they might be using him for a trial. They could be using him for the Lil Pab trial. They could be using him for anything. And they not going to put it in there that they using him. Because the deal is they not going to sign the deal until the deal is qualified. Now, let me tell you this. When the judge asks you questions, the judge have to be satisfied before the judge say he agree with your plea guilty, with your plea agreement. So the judge going to ask you, did you get paid? Yes. That's part of a murder for hire. You got to ask that. Who paid you? Is the guy who they saying paid you? Did he pay you? Did you talk to this guy? And if he answers those questions, it's good. You basically tell him without you knowing you telling. You thinking that you got off, but really you incriminating somebody else. The feds got a way of doing that shit, man. And people who uneducated or ain't never been through nothing or think they slicking at people, they end up finding out at the end that, damn, bro, you should never said nothing. That's what the gang members gonna be telling you. But Marley and AJ has pleaded guilty, man, in the murder for hire of Stephon Mack. You heard it here first, man. Trenches News. Lil Durk got more drama to come up. I could tell y'all it's going to be plenty more murders to come up, man. It's 2 guys that got killed in the gas station. It's going around that Lil Durk and them is going to pop up on them. And that was in for D-Thing. And they saying that some of these killers that's involved with the killings, they was involved with the 2 gas stations killings. And then Cash killing gonna creep up probably, most likely. So y'all just stay updated and make sure y'all stay with your notifications on, man. Now, Lil Durk with the California thing, I think that Chicago is being sealed about it and they being quiet about everything that's going on. Because California, they might be thinking that they might drop the ball. Now, remember, Lil Durk is in jail in California. He got stuck because of the murder for hire in Chicago. They used the evidence for the murder for hire in Chicago for he could get a no bond, So it must have meant something to the judge in California and something that he seen to say, oh, yeah, this guy a threat. He got to go all the way with it, So we will be seeing that. But they should have paid Jam, man, because it sounds like the money, it sounds like Jam part of, all the murder for hires, everything that went on in 2022 when he came home. Like, for sure. It looked like everything. He was a part of everything. So he knew about all the killings. He knew about the payments. He knew about who was being paid, who didn't get paid. He knew about everything, man. He was at the top with them. Vonnie was at the top with them. Vonnie went everywhere. Vonnie passed out money.
Man, I don't know why Dirt ain't just, get up out of there real quick. You know, shit, it was too late. The walls closed in on him.
Vonnie on camera going to icebox for Lil Durk, paying the people. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people could say that Vonnie word ain't nothing, but Vonnie word means a lot, bro.
Hell yeah.
Oh, his word meant something when he gave up the $200,000 for your chain, huh? You know, shit like that, man. That's very important. Then the plane ride most definitely is hurtful to Lil Durk. It's very hurtful, man, because you know, this man, it'd be his word against yours, even if it wasn't. Even if you just gave him a ride. Hey, Lil Durk, let me get a ride, man, so I could, you know, meet up with my people. And then he end up doing this shit because he got your credit card. He ain't thinking that a ski mask and all this shit gonna come back to him.
Yeah.
But y'all get in the comments, let me know what y'all think. Oh, make sure you go and follow all my mods, man.
That shit crazy, man. Lil Durk over with, man. For real. Man. Lil Durk ass stew.
Show your face. Show your face, please.
What this shit bring? Oh yeah, my bad. This Bonamo, you know, got caught on cam facing bodies and shit. Bonamo, he basically Lil Durk affiliate OTF. We finna get in tune with this shit. Let's go.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/hookah_anonymous. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos. More and more we see guys affiliated with OTF each go to jail for foolishness. It brings truth to that little acronym every single time. And if you pay attention, that whole record label has been dismembered, all in the matter of 1 whole year, where just about everyone who claimed OTF is now incarcerated and facing some type of heavy charge. Right now, the only one probably still out is OTF Duty Low. So you better be careful because it's like a hex simply on OTF. Now, as far as OTF Boona, we're now hearing that him and a few others are looking at a bunch of time each in jail if they are convicted for the unaliving of an ATL man by the name of OZ. And judging from the evidence we already know that they do have, these guys would just be smarter if they...
That's the dude they killed. You know what I'm saying? They kidnapped him and took his ass out of his house while his wife is there and shit. Why would you do that? God damn. That's just right there. That charge is right there. She gon' tell. You know what I'm saying? You ain't do shit to her. But take him and shit and kill him. Of course she gonna tell.
They simply just took a plea and didn't even take it to trial. Now, I'm sure they don't want to do that because in cases like this, you can almost guarantee that even the plea is probably looking like no less than 15 to 20 years off rip, but at least you'll be able to see the light of day again, I guess. Now, an armed robbery charge in Gwinnett County will have you looking at 10 to 20 years with a mandatory minimum of 10. A kidnapping charge with a deadly weapon can get you life in prison or even the death penalty. And of course, a murder charge can also get you life or death penalty as well, depending on the circumstances of the incident. And it sounds harsh, like we're saying it with zero empathy, and to be honest with you, we are. Reason being is because, as I always say, there's no sympathy for anybody playing in them streets, and then street stuff happens to them. We literally watch Durk and the rest of them rap about spinning ops blocks, hot cars, deceased gang members, putting money on heads, allegedly, and then as soon as the feds came and grabbed them up for it, everyone seemed surprised. I don't know how or why, but fast forward to now, them same guys who are supposed to be gang, bro, twin, and etc. are the same ones potentially snitching within that case as well. So at the end of the day, for the YNs out there, all of this should be a bold lesson, if you ain't noticed one, to quit while you are ahead. At the end of the day, the only end result is a jail cell for some time that you can't even stomach, or a grave plot with your birthday, a dash, and the last time
another thing, if you ain't built for that shit, don't even do that shit, bro. Stop trying to fit in where you ain't.
Anyone seen you alive on this earth. So it's your choice.
Goofy
now back on subject. OTF member OTF Boona has found himself in trouble yet again after most of us thought he learned his lesson from his previous jail stay that he did a few years for. He got out on parole and would still end up getting in trouble, and while on parole, he has now been charged with the shooting death of a man in Georgia who was believed to be a plug that was looking to get his money. Now we're going to get into the story that we know from what we were told by the news reports, but then we're also going to get into the street story that is floating around, which remember, all of this is all alleged until he's properly convicted for this crime. Now according to a WSB-TV news article, it'll state, quote, man was kidnapped from his home and found dead in a church parking lot in Gwinnett County after being shot 17 times. Police have arrested Raymond Cooper, 34, in connection with the murder of Oscar Cruz, 28, whose body was discovered in July. It's sad that he got left right there on that church, said neighbor Lee Williams. The incident began with the home invasion at Cruz's residence on Jim Blossom Circle, where Cooper allegedly forced his way around 1 a.m. According to arrest warrants obtained by Channel 2, Gwinnett County Borough Chief Matt Johnson, Cooper bound Cruz's hands with duct tape and kidnapped him at gunpoint. Cooper's accused of driving Cruz to Canaan United Methodist Church on Webgen House Road, where he allegedly shot him 17 times by 3 a.m. That's devastating for the family, not knowing, Williams said. Gwinnett police arrested Cooper in DeKalb County after a months-long investigation, and he faces 7 felony charges, including malice murder, home invasion, kidnapping, and armed robbery. Investigators are still determining if others were involved in the crime. Cruz leaves behind a 4-year-old son, and family members remember him as a devoted father and a sweet soul.
So fucked up, man.
Found out what police say led to a violent home invasion before an officer found a man's body at a Gwinnett County church parking lot. As Channel 2 Gwinnett County Bureau Chief Matt Johnson reports for us, police say the 4 suspects sent a disturbing message to the victim's wife.
Today we're getting new insight on a brutal murder that police say began well before they discovered the victim's body at a church parking lot. A detective testified that armed robbers actually sent a chilling message to the victim's wife right before the murder. A Gwinnett County judge heard chilling
and dude, yeah, I did that shit. Yeah. I'm 100. I'm with that shit, nigga. Crazy, boy. Senseless murders.
Testimony about how police say Raymond Cooper worked with 3 others in a deadly home invasion that left the father shot 17 times. A detective said the suspects delivered a terrifying message to the wife of Oscar Cruz.
They told her this would be the last time that she saw her husband.
She already knew.
Police say Cooper and 3 suspects met Cruz at a Waffle House on July 22nd at around 1 in the morning, where he got into their car. Investigators say the suspects became violent when they took Cruz to his home on Gin Blossom Circle, where the 28-year-old's wife was showering.
His hands were around.
His wife got shot too.
There was a male pointing a gun at his head, and she went to the shower and come downstairs.
Authorities say 2 armed men stole $3,000 and possibly drugs from the home. Police arrested 26-year-old Javon Wilson last week in connection with the murder. Investigators tracked a Charger to Webgen House Road using cameras, where Cruz was found dead in the church parking lot the same day.
Oscar Cruz was going to either sell drugs to the individual or get paid back for some drugs he fronted them prior.
But Cooper's defense attorney challenged the prosecution's case.
Evidence as far as Raymond Cooper holding one of these guns, we don't have that this time.
No.
In the end, the judge found probable cause on all charges and bound the case over to Superior Court. After today's hearing, the suspect will remain in jail without bond. Police haven't said anything about the others. In Gwinnett County, Matt Johnson, Channel 2 Action News.
Now, at first, it seemed like Boona wasn't involved, and I don't know if maybe it was surveillance or maybe the suspect that got caught first told on Boona and the rest of them. But Boona was shortly arrested shortly after in August, even though the incident took place in July of 2025. Boona was picked up during a traffic stop for having involvement in the shooting death of Oscar Cruz, aka OZ.
Put both hands up on steering wheel. Okay, bro.
So what dude was telling them?
Bro. Yeah, it's fine. You got an ID? Hey, whoa. That's fine. Look, you ain't got it with you?
No, I just never home.
That's fine, bro.
I'm going right there get something to eat.
Right there get something to eat? Okay, perfect. The same time, no weapons in the vehicle?
No weapons.
Okay. Perfect.
Hold on. I'm not touching my phone.
No, that's fine. That's fine. My buddy's gonna come around to that side, and then he's gonna get you out since you ain't got ID or anything like that, okay?
Man, weapons on you? No, sir. Hey, you mind hopping out for me, please? Yes, sir. Now, you can open the door. I don't want to do nothing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bro, that's all you can say. Just cooperate.
At 38 Cherokee. We're code 4 out here. You can go ahead and lift the radio and just let SO know we don't need assistance anymore.
Now, according to reports, he's being charged with murder, home invasion, kidnapping, and aggravated assault charges for allegedly breaking into a man's house, duct taping him to search, for driving him to a church parking lot before fatally shooting 17 times and unaliving him. Now, as of 3 days ago, the final suspect believed to be involved in the incident was caught, as he was the fourth person who was on the run as of last year when the incident first occurred.
New developments in a deadly home invasion. All 4 people linked to the crime that ended in a church parking lot are now behind bars. Channel 2 Gwinnett County Bureau Chief Matt Johnson's live in Gwinnett County. And Matt, this last suspect was on the run out of state.
And the details of this case remain disturbing. And now all 4 people linked to the case remain in the same place for now, the Gwinnett County Jail. 4 men are behind bars in the Gwinnett County Jail, charged in a brutal home invasion that ended with a man shot 17 times. Police tracked 31-year-old Dion Patterson down in Illinois and brought him back to Gwinnett County Wednesday night. His arrest means all 4 men charged in the killing of 28-year-old Oscar Cruz are now under arrest.
I'm glad they got him because that's devastating for the family.
Neighbors watched investigators swarm this home on Gin Blossom Circle last July near Lawrenceville. Gwinnett police say the 4 men met Cruz at a Waffle House at around 1 in the morning and got him into their car. Investigators say they
he got that look on. Don't give a
his
fuck.
wife was in the shower. The suspects bound Cruz with duct tape, allegedly, and forced her downstairs at gunpoint.
Damn. This would be the last time that she saw her husband and to kiss him goodbye.
Detectives say that the group took $3,000 and drugs from the house before driving Cruz to a church parking lot on Webb Gin House Road. Police say he was shot 17 times.
Damn, that's a lot of
for someone
bullets,
to find his body.
Damn.
Neighbors say the violence that night still haunts the community.
And it's sad that he got left right there on the church.
They left him stinking right there.
Now, all 4 suspects have been charged with murder and kidnapping charges, and the latest arrest means that all 4 will remain in the Gwinnett County Jail without bond.
Now that the last suspect has been caught, I'm sure that the case will be proceeding to where these guys will ultimately get to find out their fate, whether they're guilty or not, and see what evidence they actually have against them. Now, I don't know OZ, but clearly if you look into the comments of a lot of blogs who posted this story, you could tell that OZ was very, very loved. Some say he may have been a plug. We'll get into why they say that in a minute. But for y'all that don't understand how bad this is, just know that Georgia does not play, especially in Gwinnett County. To not only kidnap someone, but tell their wife that this is the last time you'll see them, shoot them a bunch of times, then drop them off at a church, and this happened in Gwinnett County. Once again, they're about to smoke them and teach them a lesson. Not to mention, none of them are considered residents either.
They finna get his ass.
So it's definitely not looking good because it's looking like
with.
they're coming from out of town to cause chaos in another neighborhood.
Yeah, they finna teach
right
his
now,
ass
it
a
said that
lesson.
their lawyers are all trying to file motions to sever their clients so they can represent them separately, which I'm sure they're doing it because they feel one may have did less dirt than the other. However, they're going to slay
They
all
finna make a scene out of this
think,
man.
Boona's affiliated with one of the biggest artists to come out of Chicago, along with
for
Chief
real, he
Keef.
is.
He did all that and only got $3,000 out the deal.
Stupid.
Keep in mind, if it was 4 of them, they split it equally. They still couldn't even split and break even.
And niggas be crashing out for the littlest shit, bro. Your niggas is little dirt and shit. Like, why is you... Man, bro. Shit crazy.
For $1,000. How crazy is that? So at the end of the day, was it all worth it? And now that y'all got the news and see what they said, word on the street is that Boona may have owed OZ some money due to a drug exchange, allegedly, and he owed Oscar whatever he had to give him. Oscar was looking for him because he wanted his money, and instead of paying him, Boona went looking for him, and the rest is history. Now keep in mind, this is all alleged. Let this be a lesson out there, y'all. Some things just aren't worth it, but y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm gonna keep on dropping. I'm out. Are you tired of a bunch of social media gurus?
Damn, that shit crazy, chat. Let's see what else we talking about here, man. Okay.
For spring, you can never go wrong with denim on denim, and I paired this with black ballet flats. Next, I did a
What do you guys think about the crash out era? It feels like we're in that right now.
Oh no, we
crash out.
You better know who you
ain't nothing. How sketchy is this area?
Sketchy, like.
Oh yeah. All right, Chad, let's get it, man. Forgot to tell y'all. You know, damn, but yeah, this Tommy G. You know what I'm saying? Visiting the wildest hoods in different cities and shit. You know what I'm saying? This nigga dangerous though. He a different person. Like he risking his life for, you know what I'm saying, doing shit like this. Let's get into it though.
You know, you gotta just be on point and shit like that. That's for everything, you know.
How about the bandana you got going on?
Just the Haitian flag.
Yeah.
Some shit. You know what I'm saying?
We're with the Food Network, brother. We heard this is the spot to come.
Yeah, that's the spot, man.
South Florida has legendary gangster culture. We're talking about hoods dominated by the Haitian Zoe Pound set, which many regard as Florida's most feared street gang. And to do this story properly, we tapped in with 3 local legends. We got El Snapo taking us through Lauderhill, which guys in the street call Slaughterhill. My guy Jay Dirty takes us deep inside the Pompano Beach projects, and my man Ado brings us out to a 1 a.m. Haitian barbecue. Now folks, we shot this video over the course of 2 trips across 2 years with 2 different facial hairstyles. Why? Because good stories take time to tell. So folks, let's get to this Florida adventure, but first a quick word from the sponsor of today's episode. The majority of you watching this video
Nah, we finna go past
I haven't
that.
found anywhere else in the country. And right now, we're on our way to meet El Snapo. So we'll see you there.
El Snapo.
All right guys, we're rolling on rapper time again. I flew all the way from Milwaukee, had a connecting flight, landed in Fort Lauderdale. Still, somehow, it's a miracle we beat these guys to their own hood. Stay glued to the edge of your seat, because when this guy shows up, it's gonna be good. But will that be 10 minutes from now or 4 hours from now? Nobody knows, probably not even him. Okay, so the much anticipated El Snapo has arrived. Okay, so the much anticipated El Snapo has arrived.
What's going on, brother?
I wish this for one day in my life.
You gotta hit that minutes to the Saudi. That minutes to the Saudi shit. Hold on. Here it is.
Nobody knows, probably not even him.
Oh shit, look at the motherfucking wheels.
So the much anticipated El Snapo has arrived.
What's going on, brother?
I wish just for one day in my life that I was as fresh as you.
Oh man.
Look at this.
Trying to get like you, bro.
Look at this.
1971, hard top.
Tell me about it.
That's what we call the Bentley Rolls Royce down here. Yeah, you know what I mean?
What's up, brother? Good to meet you. How are you? You're looking fresh too.
Well, his shit hanging off his. Might as well take the hat off.
Crispy?
Damn, take that
What
shit
is
off.
going on over here, dude?
Nah, that's the drip. He like, nah, that's the drip.
Could you kick someone and kind of gut them with that if
That's
you wanted
the
to?
drip.
I don't think so. Probably.
If someone tries to get
That's how
us,
you supposed to do it. Got the
Code
barracudas.
Red. It's Earth Day today. The corporations are polluting our planet. We can't also do it. We gotta, you know what I mean?
We got to brush his
I can
teeth.
put it in my pocket though. That helps.
But he finna brush it in front of us.
Yeah. Now look at these gold rims.
Oh no, he finna brush it in front of us.
If I was single, this would be my Tinder picture right here. As you guys can tell, the hood is assembling. We're about to get going. Yeah, explain to me what's going on over there.
I thought I put the.
You know, you gotta take care of yourself.
That ain't even a fucking thing.
You don't want no dental hygiene habits. Because some of these kids down here, you know what I'm saying? You might have goals in your mouth, but then your breath stinks.
Yeah, or you take them out and your teeth are
true.
Yeah, real fucked up. Are those girls that can come on or off, you know? Or are those full time?
Permanent.
Damn. That's a commitment. How'd you get the name El Snapo?
I was in my juvenile program. I was like trying to come up with names. I fucked around and wrote like El Chapo on the shit. My name was always Snap, so it ended up coming like that.
Where are we right now?
Shit, we on 19th. Like this
Damn, I
whole
thought I had
block.
that
This
shit.
shit'll take you from
Damn
Shallow
thing.
Side, Driftwood, Westwood, Royal Palm, all the way to Lauderdale Manor. And this is my car wash. This is my car wash I just opened up, by the way, too. I had to let y'all know, man. L's Car Wash. You know, this is my shit, man.
You got your LLC, right?
Yeah. Let me check on my employees right quick. Hold on. Hey!
That's what's up.
You're doing too much standing around, man. You gotta be out there waiting.
Yeah, cop it up.
Need more traffic. What you doing?
He
Hey, I
lying.
don't pay you enough for that.
Nigga
This
lying.
boss man, big boss man, L. You know
Bullshit.
L Car Wash? I'm El Snapo, man. Listen,
Bullshit,
man.
Chad. Bullshit.
I'm trying to get some more traffic. I'm fired, boy. All right. Thank you, man. All right.
The cost to be a boss ain't cheap, right?
Oh, God. Yeah, but like, you know.
East. Lauderdale.
This is where we at, man. 1900, man. This what's going on, man. You see this sign right here, man? This shit mean doom, man.
Were you a wild guy as a young person?
Yeah, I was buck wild. I ain't gonna lie. I was way more
wildin' out here, Chad. Wildin'. You can tell. Look at him.
Oh, look, your fish
look like he
restaurant
wildin'. My shit at.
Oh, snappers, yeah.
You have another, you didn't tell me you had another business.
Nah, I ain't finished giving you a tour yet.
So you used to be able to buy this kind of stuff with food stamps?
They said, yeah, you were able to buy this stuff on food stamps, but now I guess with the laws being changed in Florida or whatever, you can't purchase any fattening items, no juice, sodas, whatever.
So to try and make it healthier?
Yes, sir. Because
none of that.
It's the most fattest country.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of embarrassing, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it
this
is,
something that's
sir.
really important to me.
Bro.
When you look around at gas stations like this,
Good mannerism. He got a good mannerisms.
This is all poison.
Like the other dude, he just loud talking. Me. You know what I'm saying, dude? You understand? Yes, sir. Yeah. See, in mathematical form, the qualifier is the equals 2.
So many ingredients that don't fit on one side. Poison. In one of these, 230 calories, 55 grams of sugar. That is slow motion by food right there. I noticed GPE. Let me try and guess what GPE stands for. Get people educated. You're good with slogans. Keep it going.
Global profit entertainment.
Ding, 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 ding.
Gushy, pushy entertainment.
Right.
You ever felt one of those before?
I'm a virgin.
Oh, good for you, dude. That takes a stand. That shows moral courage, dude. When do you plan on losing your virginity, do you think?
Never.
Okay. You feel like the youth are moving in a positive direction?
I mean, the youth just gotta have more positive shit to gravitate to. They don't really got nothing to hold on to, especially the youth that come up in an environment like this. What they gonna hold on to? They ain't got nothing but negative to grab onto. It's the quickest shit. You know what I'm saying?
Can you tell me what you gotta do on a daily basis? Because look, this is what I'm working with here. This is all God gave me, which isn't that much. How did you even accumulate that?
I mean, you just gotta leave it alone.
So shit, no hustle, you know how I go, bitch.
Totally certified right here. Yep. He's on a zooter right now.
Zooter world! Yes, sir.
You may be hearing me say things with a Z like Zotally Certified. Folks, just as the Bloods use B for things like Chocolate Bit Bookies, the Zoe Pound guys use the Z to lead their lingo.
Let's go to Snappers, though.
What?
So where does other...
ass like, well, what the fuck, bro? See, that's doing too much. This shit look yellow, bro. Like somebody peed in this shit. Let's get
use
back
the
to
Z to lead their lingo.
Let's go to Snappers, though.
So we're at his other business right now. We're gonna see if his employees are on the clock. Maybe they're freaking laughing in the back and he needs to...
I don't know why they still got this shit up here, man. I've been told them to take it down, but you know, we in the hood. These motherfuckers hard-headed.
Take that shit down. You heard that, man.
Are you a baker?
Nah, I'm more
that
of
shit
a cook,
down.
a whipper, a scraper.
What flavors you get?
Just regular.
You look like somebody that has a high metabolism. Like you can just eat all day, eat a lot.
Yeah, I ain't really gonna.
Whoa.
That ain't really. Nah,
you whipping that shit up, Chad.
Earth Day, dude.
Hell no. It'll be alright, man. We in the hood, man. This shit ain't gotta look like the suburbs. This ain't downtown. That's decoration.
C-Dance 2.0 is now on Artlist, and you can get precisely what you want.
I'll take a robbery.
Hey, so that's decorations.
What are we up to next?
I'm gonna take y'all through Lauderdale Mall, and that's just like covering my little area. Hey, security. What's up, well?
They see his ass every day too, Chad. That nigga be posted up there every day. He know him. He see his ass all the time, bro. Like he own the motherfucking place. Bruh.
Is there a song that changed your life?
Shit, back to serving changed my life. It was a TikTok. It started out as a TikTok. The nigga is back to serving, back to pulling all-nighters in traffic, get my phone chirping. And they caught traction, and I ended up signing a deal off that shit.
Damn, isn't that kind of nuts that one song can do that much?
It's kind of crazy how much power the internet got. TikTok made me though.
What'd you do when you first got signed?
I ain't gonna lie, boy. I couldn't believe it. The first thing I probably did was when it spent some money, I ain't gonna lie. Jewelry, cars.
What did it feel like just having all that money to just run through at one time?
All that motherfucking money, nigga, I feel invincible.
Bro, nigga feel invincible. Nigga feel real invincible buying clothes and shit. Jewelry, what he doing right now, he feel real invincible, goddammit. Bruh. What the fuck?
We're doing a profile piece on his life.
Yeah?
Wow.
What you got for me, sir?
What you looking for, baby? Whoa.
Yeah, man, that's the legendary Sue, man.
So what you looking for today, sweetie?
I don't know what you got for me.
I got everything.
Dress it up and make it real for me, Sue.
We have a Rolex, Cartier.
Give me the Sue special.
Cartier.
210 is very popular.
How much gold is, Sue?
Today's gold is 1 ounce gold is 4,700 something.
And hurry up and buy.
It's like a 291 grams.
How long you been buying from Sue?
Shit, since the nigga was jitty boss, so like 14, 15.
Yeah. I've been here. This one is 281 grams.
So you were stacking money from a young man.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, too.
I was fucked up when I was younger though. But I was still like a little hustler, but I ain't really seen like paper until I got older.
This is in the future. When you hold it,
start somewhere, Chad.
Go up,
shit.
it's the investment.
At least you did it.
So as gold has gotten more expensive, have
You
people
buying that
wanted
bullshit
gold?
though.
Yes. Yeah, right now, I can give you it's almost a wholesale price. 23,300, yeah.
Wow.
But today, gold went down, almost $100 down. That's almost $5,000. Yes. Wow, I'm really happy for you, sweetie. You become famous. Yes. Yeah, he was my customer. He was since like a little boy.
See his ass every day. Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Yeah.
So that Cuban link she pulled out was about $23,000.
Like, man, he finally doing something for himself. God damn.
I mean, that's an investment. I wouldn't buy it while that shit like skyrocket high, but maybe let's say if you had it to do it. That shit might go up. You know what I'm saying?
Shit might
after I did that, do it again.
Stay safe out here. Hey, I appreciate you. Thank you, man. Thanks for making this happen. Let me take you back to 2024 for a midnight adventure in the trenches. I pulled up to a sketchy gas station to tap in with Jay Dirty. Not only is he a funny guy, but he is also Kodak Black's cousin and a rapper that sounds like this. Let's see how things go down in the Pompano Beach projects.
So kind of decent right there.
Yeah, man.
Never heard of that guy, Jay Dirty.
No, this your boy
Jay Dirty.
Not Jay Dummy, man. We know what it is, man. We got them 1,800 boys out here, KG boys, all that.
Check his shit out.
You said some acronyms really fast. Say it one more. ST what?
I say SG, KTB, ATM.
Oh, bro, he say that shit quick as hell.
Sniper gang, you know, cut those business, Kodak the boss.
Yeah, to practice that shit, Chad.
Show us some of your tattoos.
The money bags right there, you feel me? You know, when I wake up, that's all I see. Money.
Is that your top priority, would you say?
You already, for sure that.
What comes next after money?
Get to the bag.
You feel me? You know, you gotta take care of the family after that. Can't take care of the family, you ain't got no money.
Tell me about the bandana you got going on.
Just the Haitian flag.
Yeah.
Some shit, you know what I'm saying? Zobo lifestyle. My flag give me superpowers.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Bro, I guess.
Feel like a flower when I got it on. You know what I'm saying? And that cup make him feel like he can fly too, goddamn.
You got some coffee in there?
Just a little bit of tequila, that's it. Yeah, that tequila.
Yeah, that tequila.
The best club in Florida, man.
I feel like there's some lingo I gotta get taught.
Yo.
Is there any Florida lingo you guys can teach me?
We got a hell of a lot. Yeah, you know about that shit, though. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where you from? What's y'all lingo?
Milwaukee, and it's hey brother.
I ain't gonna lie, that kind of like we with the little brother shit too, but we BRUDDA, brother. You feel me? Yo.
I'm the G. I'm a mama.
Oh, we Z's, you feel me?
And I'm out of there.
That's zombies. We zombies. You feel me? Yeah, Zoes, like, you know what I'm saying?
How sketchy is this area?
Sketchy, like, you know, you gotta just be on point and shit like that. There for everything, you know. Good night, people, you feel me? As long as you know what doing what you're supposed to be doing, you Gucci, you feel me?
What was it like growing up around?
Feel him, Chad, you feel him?
Everything on his ass, cause my mama ain't, you feel me? If I tell her,
you gotta feel him first, Chad.
You feel me? She won't come.
You gotta feel him.
I know his mama nothing. You know what I'm saying? We got away with a lot of shit doing that till it caught up to us, and they tried to make us stop hanging with each other. You feel me?
Does it feel like the young cats today are really crazy?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Like we was like, a lot of people
they're dumb.
They more emotional. Them boys ain't got.
Yeah, they more emotional.
They straight bitch Looney Tunes.
What do you guys think about the crash out era? It feels like we're in that right now.
Oh no, we definitely, yo, you better know who you
Ain't nothing
bro.
new.
All that thinking you just finna hit anybody in they shit, bitch, you better know when you hit them, you better drop them or knock them out. Or be ready to, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, they gonna be raised back up from the dead on your ass.
Playing your funeral.
Catch your ass on, bro.
Optimistic about the future of the world, of the country.
There's a lot of shit going on that, you know, niggas don't realize what's going on, you feel me? Like, or even pay attention to the shit.
Grand Theft Auto shirt.
Trump. Oh yeah, you already know, man. Trump for sure.
God
I ain't
damn
wear my
it.
fucking hat.
Why Trump?
I ain't gonna lie, Trump, that boy ain't he free. You know what I'm saying? My cousin and shit.
Jay is referencing Trump pardoning Kodak Black. And you have to remember, when this
Oh,
was
yeah,
shot
for
in
sure.
2024,
They
Trump was not
definitely
known
did.
as a war-entering, Epstein-covering Israel puppet. He was a guy that actually had serious backing from the people, especially in the hoods. And one big reason for this was his use of the presidential pardon for guys like Kodak Black, Lil Wayne, and NBA Youngboy. In 2024, the streets loved Trump.
When Trump was out here, nigga was really getting to that bag, man. It was money out here. Money was flowing good when he
Y'all gotta
done.
understand, my uncle was a businessman first. Before president, he was a businessman.
That's his uncle, Chad. That's his fucking uncle.
Do you feel like Miami is getting crazier and more violent?
I ain't gonna lie, back in the day though, Miami was way more bitch. Police couldn't even really pull up. Back in the day, Miami was real deal. Like
They got logos up all on his
Is this
neck.
a no-go zone for police back then?
like, you know,
Logos.
kind of like straight, like they'll breeze through like that though, you know what I'm saying? But like a lot of people be like, oh, they used to be
I'm
like,
just saying
oh,
though, Chad, like, you get money and all that shit, you get tatted up, you feel me? Ain't nothing wrong get tatted up. But damn though, why niggas be putting logos on them and shit? Like, yo, as a mascot for the company, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck, bruh? Like, goddamn, leave the logos alone, man. Create your own
You know, they
shit.
be talking about Broward, but they just think everything down here.
Big ass Gucci
Miami,
logo on his
'cause
neck.
Back in the day,
Cause I'm
all
Gucci.
this used to be
I'm
like
Gu-
Miami,
you feel
like
me?
305,
I'm
you know
Gucci,
what I'm saying? So that shit broke
Yeah, we
apart.
feel you, I guess.
Helps or hurts people?
I ain't gonna lie, if your ass smart, but you go out there and you come out of bitch lit, you feel me?
So if you are a felon, you're not allowed to vote, right?
Yeah, you
I
can't
feel like
vote.
that's fair.
Down here, the conviction rate crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get convicted, you become a felon over a lot of shit.
I feel like if you did the time, you get to vote.
They feel like you ain't human no more. Once you've been convicted or you're a felon, they're like you ain't human no more. You ain't got no rights. Even though they say they restore your rights, you still really ain't got no rights. You can't do nothing that the other feel me, civilians could do.
Do you think prison invests enough in reforming people?
Yeah, cause they got like a lot of opportunities in there. Like people can, like I told you, like if you go in there, they got like shit where you can get right. You know, you got some people they ain't on that shit. They don't want it.
I'm past
Got
my
the cats
bedtime.
chilling with them and
It's
shit,
12:30,
Chad.
1 a.m.
See the
here.
cat.
2:30.
Whoever. I don't even know what time it is anymore. But I had a good time with you guys.
Yeah,
you guys have some charisma to you. Any final thoughts you want to say to the people?
Yo, man, get money, fuck bitches, man. Straight up, man. And fuck with that boy Tommy Z. You know he the realest, man. That man be in all kinds of trenches, man. Not worrying about nothing, man. Real dude. Don't let him fool y'all, man. He like that.
I'd been going hard in the paint all day, and now
Yeah,
I
I guess he wants you to get money and get AIDS. Yeah, invest in that shit, y'all. Get y'all a family. That's what y'all need.
found myself in the wee hours of the
Build
morning
a
with an
family,
appetite
create
like you
one.
wouldn't believe. So to me, after spending the day with Haitian crews, the only logical next step was to attend a Haitian barbecue. Let's see what's cooking.
Yo, you already know where we at, man. We at Rib Man.
Feel me?
How's it going, brother?
What's good for me?
We're with the Food Network, brother. We heard this is the spot to come.
Yeah, that's the spot, man. Yeah, man. You know.
Are you the Rib Man?
Yeah. This right here is the guy, fam.
Take us on a tour of the
Their hairstyles be looking funny as hell, though. I ain't gonna lie.
It's prepared, marinated, empties. It's every night.
This is Ada. He's a good guy that we met at the BLP kosher shoot, and he's also a DJ and artist himself from the area that sounds like
shit
this. He's the guy that invited me on this barbecue experience. Let's hear what he has to say.
It's delicious, and it's all spread out, vinegar, onions, you name it, it's marinated sauce with peppers, etc. Take
Cut that shit off, man. This ball go ball. Fuck it.
There are 3 girls running all times. At all times, right here. You like this one?
What do you sniff when you sniff this? You can waft it in there.
Bro, it's straight fire shit, fam.
How late do you guys stay open?
About
4 in the morning?
That's pickles right there, that spice stuff. You had some there, bro?
I'm afraid of it.
You're afraid of it, bro? You know, you gotta fight your fears, bro. Let's go.
For what?
You gotta dip, listen, try dip the butter, and that's plantain. So, Tommy G is having Haitian food.
Is that his
right
plate?
Here.
Because he just touched this fucking hand all on his plate.
Slice, fam.
Okay, but so far I'm just waiting for the boom to come, you know?
You're not gonna die.
Huh?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not gonna die. What's on your mind these days?
My mind these days, you know, just gotta keep going with this DJing, keep pushing all the young artists in the city, in the state. Everybody I've worked with over the years, you know, like, you know, I've did a lot for a lot of people. Just keep trying to make sure I could one day be on Sunfest or do these things at the amphitheaters out here so we can just really push the culture forward. I'm glad I made it this far, shit. I've been 10 years in the music shit, right here in Palm Beach. I done gave a lot of people their first show or
what you gotta do.
Sometimes they first studio session, independent, no rap daddy, you know, none of that, no sponsor. Niggas been perking on me, but you know, it's straight.
What's important to you?
Man, you know what? I'm doing this for the kids, man. Like, you could do it too. Cause it's like, it don't stop at me. There's a bunch of motherfuckers that's gotta come up next and they not getting their shine. And I might not have all the resources right now,
consistent.
but what like God give me,
that's what it's
and
about,
what I'm rolling with Yahweh, you feel me? I'ma just keep rolling.
You need to cut that shit though.
I love you.
Like, keep on twirling that shit around.
Big dogs gotta eat. Wait, we gotta do it at the same time, right?
Ready?
All right.
1,
2, 3. Big dogs gotta eat.
Folks, thank you for joining me this week. I have these artists tagged in the description. If you could check out their music, blow them up, comment Big Dogs Gotta Eat.
That was decent,
I would appreciate you.
Decent.
Next week's gonna be big.
Hey.
Freeway Rick Ross did a Vlad TV interview recently, and during this interview, he subtly threatened Wack 100.
Oh yeah, chat. This Wack 100 fight that happened a couple days back and whatever. Finna dive deep into it.
Right, like subtly. Now, Wack 100 was told about this when he came and did his Vlad TV interview. Vlad told him, hey, yo, Freeway Rick said this about you when he was here. What's your take on it? Now, Wack went off. Wack crashed out because this is not the first time that Freeway has subtly threatened Wack. We'll get back to the video shortly, but I wanted to let you guys know this video is being sponsored by Kalshi. Kalshi helps my weather prediction. People seeing you in Miami sending a subtle threat towards Wack. And the reason why he was sending that subtle threat was because Wack released paperwork of Rick testifying or giving a statement on a drug dealer in Ohio. Now, it's no secret because Freeway Rick has testified on this before, and he has stated that the reason why he, I guess, told on a drug dealer in Ohio is because the drug dealer told on him first, which is not snitching. It says he cancels himself out. But because of that threat, Wack was even more motivated to spread this paperwork to the world. So after the threat, all right, Wack took it upon himself to come back on the Adam and Wack show and have Adam read the paperwork.
I had to flip on him yesterday. He got out of line yesterday.
So not on Vlad, like you guys subsequently were talking about it?
600 recorded it. It's up on his page.
Okay.
600 recorded. Because he said some weird. He said, yeah, I see you're getting the pressure. My Zoe boys saw you in Miami and chased you down and you ran to the cops. I said, where? Miami. Nigga, I wasn't in no motherfucker. Miami.
Wait, that's what 600 said?
No, this is what Freeway Rick said.
Oh, okay.
I said, bro, you got to be the biggest boat. Now they got Wack sightings in Miami. I ain't been to Miami since I did the Danzig. I got to be with that Memorial Day or whatever that was. A couple months, right?
Yeah.
We've been working this building and doing around here so much. So but Freeway Rick, he's harmless. He was never known for being like one of those dudes. But the crazy part about it, you know me, bro. I was real passive with dude. Now, this is what's weird. What's weird is I've always defended Freeway. If you Google Freeway Rick, snitch on police, it pops up. Wack 100 has always defended this. I don't care about that. We were running content, I believe, on the YouTube, the Hunter Show channel on Big Meats. At the end of it, this is what's weird. Loose Cannon, right, says Freeway Rick's a snitch too. I say, bro, Freeway Rick ain't told on nobody. That's the police. I don't count that. Nah, he told on some dudes out of Ohio and some this, that. I said, you ain't got to work. I got it. He sends it. When he sends it to me, I read it. Because we're all on the StreamYard. It's like 10 of us, right? This is the first I ever heard of this, right? Because it's Freeway, I didn't even dig into it. I did some selective politicking things.
Some backstory here. The reason why they were even on the phone arguing is because him and Wack 100 had an argument on Vlad TV. So Vlad called Wack when he was there, and Wack essentially said the same thing he just said here, about how some dude is telling him that you told in Ohio, and they had a back and forth. Now, Wack didn't really seem too committed to expose him during that call. Right? Wack was saying, hey, man, I heard this. I ain't really read it too much. But afterwards, because of that phone call they had, where, he's threatening Wack, Wack then had Adam read the paperwork. And I'll be real, I haven't seen the paperwork. I've never read it. But from what I hear, it's really bad. And, this really, really, really pissed off Rick and people around him.
It been people on Clubhouse wanting to expose Freeway, and I wouldn't let it happen, right? So now I see Loose Cannon calls Freeway the other day. I see what Wack punk ass did to you. That ain't right. Bozo, you the one alerted us to the paperwork. I let it go. He called my bluff on Vlad. I'm a man with an ego. It's a lot of people looking. So we sent him his paperwork.
And how's the paperwork looking?
Oh, you want it? So he tells on the plug, he tells on the other people in the operation. These aren't LAPD.
You're saying this is all in his paperwork, clear as day? Like there's no debate to be had?
There's no motherfucking debate. Ain't no debate. You go, I put it in my story. You go to section 3. If you read going down, you're going to see he's telling.
In the defense case, Ross's attorney called Los Angeles Assistant U.S. Attorney Michael Emick, the prosecutor in the Big Spender trial, and elicited testimony about the nature of the case and the extent of Ross's cooperation. Ross's defense, however, focused on a claim of entrapment. Dr. Melvin Bouquet, Ross's former tennis coach, testified that Ross had complained that someone was harassing him to do a drug deal despite Ross's protest that he was no longer involved in the drug trade and he had gone straight. James Gallipu, a Los Angeles probation officer who had worked with Ross on anti-gang projects, testified that Ross was addicted to the drug business and was very vulnerable after he was released from jail. Ross's girlfriend, Marilyn Stubblefield, testified that Blandon and his wife had made frequent calls to Ross. Oh, okay.
Keep reading. He's going to tell.
Ross testified on his own behalf and told of his story in the drug trade. He testified that his business had grown rapidly once Blandon began to supply him cocaine at a low price. Ross said that he and Blandon became friends as Blandon taught him about the drug trade. Ross testified that he tried to get out of the drug business after his run-in with the corrupt officers in Los Angeles, but Blandon kept trying to pull him back in.
Quite frankly, I ain't no street dude. If Freeway Rick did testify, good for him, all right? If he got another street dude off the streets, good, all right? That's just another dusty ninja off the streets, all right? We love him for that, all right? Snitch. However, you can't tell and then come back and play. Which, I'll be real, I haven't really seen Freeway Rick play the tough guy role. Right now, like he is completely readapted to what I believe is a civilian life. He's doing his podcasting stuff. He's doing the boxing stuff. he don't really speak as if he's still in that lifestyle. But nonetheless, though, your past is your past. Now, this is where he went wrong at. So during his Vlad TV interview, right, he tells Vlad that people around him is telling him that if Wack mentions his name again, they gonna go to jail because they not gonna go for no disrespect of Freeway Rick. And I'm like, bro, you are a podcaster. You are a man who's doing great things, you know, who's boxing. Why do you even want to give off that perception? Why do you even want the world to know that there are savages and goons who are willing to ride for you? Like, why is that something you want out there? And if that's the case, why would you then alert the public that if anything happens to Wack, that y'all did it?
I had Freeway Ricky on my show recently. There was a clip that came out that talked about you. Did you see it?
Stirred up a big mess.
What do you mean?
Everybody in Hoover Hood went crazy.
How so?
Man, one dude called me and he said, Rick, I just got out of prison. Don't make me go back. And I was like, huh? He was like, if that dude do anything to you or say anything else to you, boom.
I know Freeway Rick is from Hoover territory because when he did his interview with T-Rail, like T-Rail told him, yo, you lived across the street from Boom Boom Boom, you know my Boom Boom Boom. So like he is a familiar face. He is somebody who's a legendary name from that particular territory. Now, is Freeway Rick a Hoover? I don't know if he ever got put on. I don't know if he is an official gang member or not. And it's news to me that when he says everybody in Hoover territory is tapping it. Now, as far as I know, the Hoovers are divided. Now, right, I think he's from Five Deuce, right? I think Rick is from Five Deuce, if I'm not mistaken, right? So, like, Five Deuce is a little different than other territories, right? So the fact that, first off, like, I don't know for Hoovers to get along. They always beefing online. But for all the Hoovers to be tapping in saying, man, hey, bro, if Wack say your name again, we crashing, I don't know if I'm buying that specifically. I don't know, bro. Right? I don't know. And this is bizarre. And I do believe that what's happening now, because this is bizarre behavior. Freeway Rick is not somebody who has came online and tried to portray a gangster persona because his past is what it is, right? He was a drug kingpin. Right now, was he a violent kingpin? I don't know, but he was a kingpin. So he never really had to validate his street credibility because it was already there. Like, for God's sakes, Rick Ross took his entire identity. But when you come home and there are snitch allegations on you, you now got to flex that street muscle and that street credibility, which is what I think he's doing. Right? Like, this is the first time he kind of has to prove that he's good where he's from or he's good in the streets. And this right here was an example. But when Wack responded back, it didn't really feel like the threat really got through. Wack states he don't really, think of Freeway Rick as a gangster who can hurt.
Bro, first of all, who cares, man? Fuck that shit. He, 60, 70 some years old, bro? Fuck that shit. Y'all old as hell. Why is y'all even worried about that shit? See? Bruh. That's crazy, man.
Hurt anybody. He thinks of him as somebody who's harmless.
Okay, well, whoever you are that just got out of prison, you should be back or you should be over there shot back because I definitely released the paperwork. And I don't know no Hoover, me personally, that's going to stand behind the paperwork. That's going to say, all right, well, we read the paperwork, but so what? So I don't know if he talking because he ain't from Hoover. Nigga, you ain't no gangster. You ain't never been from no set. You grew up where you grew up. But telling is telling. I sent to work. Bro? You know I sent to work. I sent to work. So whoever that is from Hoover, if he's telling the truth, brother, actually what I'll do, I'll put the work back up. That's
my thing is these motherfuckers gonna put food on the table for your family? Is these niggas, you know what I'm saying, gonna support your family when you down? You know what I'm saying? 6 feet under and shit like that. Is they gonna still be there for your family? Like, they don't give a fuck. Like, come on, man. Y'all all as hell talking about, yo, don't quit. I'm Crip. Who gang Crip? Oh, whoa, come on, man. Cut that shit out.
Shit don't mean nothing. Like, I don't even think nobody told Rick like that. Or if they did, they was trying to get a favor out of me. No, people they'll call and do that. But let's just be real. We had a conversation. I just simply said, look, bro, because you got to remember, I got blindsided. I used to defend Freeway Rick. You get what I'm saying? So when I get blindsided with it, I'm like, man, that's bullshit. You talking about the cop, whatever. They like, nah, bro, we ain't talking about the cop. This dude in Ohio, this other dude in New York, this, that. And they sent it in. Actually, shit, I want to say, I forgot who was driving that, but I went back and found the paperwork and I read it. Freeway Rick could tell you I used to defend him. I never knew about these other individuals that he told on. I didn't know.
Man,
so,
that nigga.
Once it comes up, if you ask me now, I tell you, yeah, he told. Do I got a problem with Rick? No. You just told. For me to have a problem with Rick means I got a problem with, I do business with a couple
so basically
people
saying he just told. Okay.
But my business doesn't, it's not affected because I'm not doing nothing you could tell on.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I don't know, we all got people that's going to do whatever we need them to do, but whoever the Hoover guy is,
want to be free.
Paperwork back up.
So what?
If that's what you
told,
want me to
do,
shit, get to it. I mean, I've been doing this 37 years, this street shit side of it. Get in line. You know what I mean? I've been Dutch. I done been in the penitentiaries, these streets. I done did it with the best of them, the worst of them. I done saw the backdoor shit. People I thought were my homies. I done had attempts on my life. I done been in God knows how many in the middle of the street bang outs before all the cameras and all the shit. That don't mean nothing.
If Freeway Rick said that to scare Wack, I don't feel like that's really how you scare Wack. I feel like scarier people have made scarier threats to Wack on the internet. But y'all let me know, man. What y'all think, bro?
Shit.
Like, how do y'all feel?
Ain't shit. Man, motherfucker. Man, he out of jail, man. He trying to get back to his peoples, man. He don't give a fuck about all that shit, man. For real. Like, let me see what we got here, man. Got David. Not damn David.
I've got some new info on the David case for you guys today, and what we're going to do is...
Yeah, chat. Here we go again with this David shit. Man, boy, this motherfucker here, he give me these vibes, man. Let's go.
We're going to take a look back at some of the very sort of bizarre symbolism that he kind of planted in his music and in his music videos, and things that he said about some of his favorite mangas. Basically, all of this dark, death-fueled symbolism that he left throughout his career, that now with everything that we know with the case that's going on with Celeste, looks very, very suspicious and incriminating. And it really looks like this guy planted clues all throughout his career, as if he was planning to do this the whole time. There's stuff from before you could have even imagined he would have been in the situation where he would end up with a dead minor in his trunk, where he's got people being cut up in music videos and girls in the videos that look just like the girl that was found dead in his trunk, Celeste. Is really, really bizarre. So I'm going to break all of that down to you in this video. I've got some kind of really interesting, new tidbits from that period of time, and it's just going to add more fuel to the fire that this guy's cooked, that there's just mountains of evidence against him, his own symbolism. This might not do anything in a court of law, but as far as people just looking into this case, understanding the mind of this twisted person that would have done this, kind of making sense. So I'm going to show you a few things. So
twisted though, man.
Basically, all right, there's actually been some updates from a few different channels and sort of people around the internet looking into true crime that have found a few interesting things, okay? Apparently there's some quality research from True Crime with Strategic Eyes that have linked details of the case to David's favorite manga, suggesting some very disturbing symbolism. So if you look at the autopsy info, which I've got on the screen for you here, as we know, this confirmed that Celeste was dismembered. Her arms were cut off, the legs were then cut off and then cut in half. As you can see here the lines where that would have taken place. But one of the really dark things that we talked about in a previous video was the fact that there was some stuff missing. When the police actually got into the Tesla and got the remains out, there were a few things missing that were very, very dark, and these details were very chilling.
What the
trigger warning for you before I get into it. But basically, it says here she was missing her left eye. Here it says not present.
What?
And 2 fingers on her left hand were not present, as you can see here. I believe.
What?
Yeah, these 2 fingers, it says absent, not present. So
what?
Yeah, that's on its own really, really horrible. Just even to know that that was the state that the body was left in, and there were things missing. We talked previously about David, taking this fake finger on tour, and that was symbolism from, some stuff that he had seen previously, and it seems like this is part of a wider pattern. So according to True Crime with Strategic Eyes, these specific injuries do actually mirror events described in the manga series. So listen to this breakdown.
Do bad stuff to just grape her? The main character's wife. This is the main character's wife, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the state of the body. The protagonist's wife is abducted by a serial killer, mutilated, and sent to him by mail in a freezer-type shipping box. Her arms and legs...
Tell me this supposed to be the animated version of what's going on. Are you fucking serious? Bro, is you fucking serious? He made an animated cartoon version of this shit. Bro.
Her arms and legs are both removed. This experience causes the detective's personality to split, becoming a detective and a serial killer simultaneously. Let me bring your attention to
This shit is diabolical.
Celeste's autopsy.
This shit is real crazy.
Her arms and her legs have been severed.
Wow.
Let's go back to MPD
Wow.
Detective, this popular Japanese anime and manga.
Wow.
Her arms and her legs have been separated, ladies and gentlemen. Celeste, the detective's wife. Let's keep going.
Damn, bro.
So just to give you some
This shit is
context
crazy,
as to what we're actually looking at here, this is a manga that David is apparently obsessed with. And this is
that's
actually
weak.
ridiculous when you start actually looking into the details. MPD Psycho, short for Multiple Personality Detective Psycho. So now you might have heard in previous videos we've talked about David. He had this Itami character. He was starting the David universe, and he was going to have all these characters, and he was going to drop his own manga. And he said that this Itami character was his dark alter ego, and that he was essentially having 2 personalities where one part of him was committing murders and then another part of him was supposed to solve them. Come to find out, he stole the whole idea from this. Multiple Personality Detective Psycho.
Anyway,
this is a really big series.
Time, though.
Police
What's the
detective
fucked
suffering
up
from
part?
multiple personality disorder. So it says Yosuke Kobayashi is a detective and is on the case of a serial killer who dismembers his victims. The killer later sends Yosuke's girlfriend dismembered but kept alive. What? Yosuke hunts down the killer but loses his sanity and develops dissociative identity disorder in the process, with the 2 main personalities being Kazuhiko Amiyana, a cool-headed detective, and Shinji Nishizono, a reckless psychopath. After being placed in prison for murdering the killer, Yosuke Kobayashi is released and works for an independent detective agency run by Machi Isono. Later serial killers are appearing with barcodes in their left eyes, which Yosuke Kobayashi also has. Yosuke Kobayashi investigations lead him to believe he is not who he thinks he is, and that his Kazuhiko and Shinji personalities have existed since childhood. During the case known as the Lucky Seven, Shiji gains control of Yosuke Kobayashi and disappears. So there's a bunch of stuff that goes on with these, with barcodes and different personalities and personalities being transferred to other people. But basically, it seems quite similar to some of the stuff that David was describing in his own manga. And the fact here that it says here, He appears to be a police detective working on a serial killing case while tracking down a serial killer who mutilates his victims by severing their limbs. His girlfriend is mutilated by the killer, who claims to recognize the detective as a fellow psychopath. After tracking down the killer, Shinji Nishizono, an arrogant and callous psychopath, emerges and shoots the killer. It's the fact that he was doing this. Not only that, but there's more little details, basically, that kind of line up with some of the things that we're actually seeing in this case. And yeah, I see now when you look back at all of the stuff he was saying, he was dropping a manga and he was investigating his own murders. It just seems so much more deranged. But not even that original creative.
In MPD Psycho,
the
repeated removal of left,
though.
ring, and pinky fingers is mainly symbolic and structural. Identity reduction.
And that's what he
Fingers,
did.
especially on the left hand, are tied to identification and uniqueness. Removing them shows a person being reduced to partial, incomplete identity, fragmented self. The series heavily explores split or unstable identities and psychological fragmentation. The left side theme. The left side often represents distortion, instability, or altered perception in the series. Loss of connection, ring, pinky fingers symbolically relate to social ties and binding relationships. Their removal suggests severing connection to normal life or identity or relationship.
This nigga wild, man.
Overall, the left finger mutilations are used to show the victims are being treated as broken, deconstructed identities rather than whole people, matching the series' focus on psychological and bodily fragmentation. Ladies and gentlemen, in this anime, one of the victims' fingers on the left hand were removed. The same fingers that were removed from Celeste. I'll bring you back to Celeste's autopsy. Yet again, her left pinky.
And then the fact that he, you know what I'm saying, did this shit and still performed, you know what I'm saying, went to all these different schools of children. You know what I'm saying? Like, the mind, the psychology, like, what the fuck? Like, how could you still go through all that shit knowing that you did this type of shit? You a sick fuck.
And ring fingers have been removed. Let's keep going. Left eye. Left eye.
That's crazy.
In MPD Psycho, the barcodes over the left eye are part of the story's larger idea that certain people are artificially manipulated or programmed. What the left eye barcode means, identification cataloging the barcode functions such as a literal product code. It marks individuals as if they are items in a system, not independent people. Now, understand, people, this is anime. Anime can be so deep and profound because I'm also a fan of anime.
He did this shit for real.
For a lot of you guys, you're watching this, you're listening to this, and you're like, what are they talking about? It's because the authors of these shows construct entire worlds. And as you read or you watch, whether you're watching it on the TV or you're watching print media, you're getting sucked into that world.
So he's saying that he's recreating. He's being described here as a copycat killer.
Man, I used to watch anime cartoons when I was a kid. Like, I never, like, seeing murders and shit on a cartoon anime, it was sick as hell, but I never, like, yeah. Like, you know, I never thought about doing shit like that.
And the fact that it was the left eye and the left fingers that were missing exactly the same as played out in the anime is extremely creepy. Now, we saw some other interesting updates about the timeline, especially when it comes to the, you know, the alleged, not even alleged at this point, we know that it happened, but the dismemberment and, you know, what actually happened to the body. They're saying that there was a, you know, window of time between April the 23rd and May the 5th when, you know, David left the property and then he came back, and they're saying that May the 5th is the date that it happened. Steve Fisher would kind of give some updates on this in his recent interview. And shout out to Gideon, who had him on his show. Hopefully I'll be going on his show very soon. But he had Steve on, who gave basically a breakdown of the timeline of David's movement and the window when the alleged dismemberment happened. And again, these things are kind of quite interesting when you lay out the timeline like this.
And sicko
for a couple of days, and so he's moving on. Like I'm talking.
I didn't even know that.
So then he goes to Houston for a couple of days, and so he's moving on. Like I'm talking. You know, he has a. If prosecutors are correct about the 23rd game of the day, and I believe they are because there's somebody that obviously gave them the information, then within hours.
How he planned all of this out to coincide with the age of Celeste. Then you add that to the fact that the car was towed, I believe, on her, what would have been her 15th birthday. That's crazy. So someone pointed out in the comments the standard album is 15 songs with Afterlife,
the video
but the deluxe album was 1 hour and 15 minutes. Okay, so people saying the connection is still there, could be a reach, all right? People are saying sign the change.org petition to stop them streaming David's music. It said someone in here said he'd like to play with numbers and use them in several songs. I mean, he has the number 4 in his name. Says the number 4 is considered evil in Japan, and that's why he's used it in his name. People are saying I don't think it's a coincidence. But yeah, there's different versions of the album. I don't know. I feel like that's probably a little bit of a reach. But also, you know, it looked like
witchcraft type shit.
You saw that picture on his Finsta account where, you know, the last day Celeste had been seen. There was a picture of some rocks in the woods that looked like he'd spray painted the word 14 on it. A little bit creepy. Now, there's been a few new posts going around. There's this post going around, which is kind of unrelated, but people are sort of dragging up some of the history when it comes to Celeste's family. So I believe it's been said that this is her cousin that's been posting. She made a bunch of posts, and she actually said that David had threatened her, it seemed, in a post. And she's now posting about this Gus guy that, you know, they said was essentially involved with Celeste romantically before David, and that's the person she was with first. He ended up getting shot and killed, allegedly for completely unrelated reasons. But now Celeste's cousin is posting this, says, this makes me genuinely sick to my stomach knowing this PDF was a family friend. And it's the video of that Gus guy. And it said, this is Wendy's first time commenting about Gus. It seems she didn't know that Gus had done bad things to Celeste when she was only 10 years old. She acknowledges he was a family friend and is noticeably upset. For those new to the case, Gus was a gang member family friend from Lake Elsinore who did bad things to Celeste and was eventually shot and killed during a gang-related incident. David has nothing to do with his death, so don't make any new theories involving it. The person who shot Gus.
Man, chat. One thing I do gotta say about this shit. Rest in peace to that little girl, man. That little girl, like, she definitely had a hard life, man, for real. Like, that's no questions upon intended with that. Like, from this part right here, before she was dealing with, you know what I'm saying, before she ran into David, you know what I'm saying, that guy, it seemed like him too, you know what I'm saying? Man, like, it's rest in peace, man. Rest her soul.
Was arrested and charged. It says Wendy is the only consistent family member that's been fighting for Celeste since the beginning of the tragedy, and don't bully her, okay? The shooting location was only a 4-minute drive from Celeste's house. I didn't think that. All right. That's interesting, okay? So another piece of news, I'm just going to hit you with a few extra links at the end of this video, which don't kind of relate to the main theme, but I just wanted to give you my thoughts on this. This is Fortnite now breaking their silence on the David cosmetics that were in their game with self-service refund. Fortnite are officially refunding anybody that bought any kind of skins from this alleged PDF murderer, okay? It says Fortnite players will be able to refund David cosmetics after days of backlash, but Epic Games has not said whether the singer's items will be fully removed from the game. Players have been calling on Epic to remove David from Fortnite after prosecutors revealed new details in the criminal case against him. We know what that's all about. So the backlash centered on David's presence in Fortnite, where he has several items tied to his music and branding. His cosmetics include the Locked and Loaded and What Are You Waiting For jam tracks, the Feel It and Trophy Drop emotes, and a personalized bundle that launched in April 2025. If this wasn't a game aimed towards children, you wouldn't see as much backlash. But this guy, this PDF murderer, allegedly, he had skins on Fortnite. He had the original pipeline to these kids, all right? It's actually ridiculous that this was allowed to happen in hindsight. It says Fortnite status account responded to concerns and confirmed players will be able to refund the David items. It said Fortnite seemingly accepting refund requests for the David cosmetics. And it says, we hear the concerns. We have a bunch of changes we're rolling out. The first one will be available on Tuesday, April 28th. Anyone who purchased one of these items will be able to get an immediate self-service refund. So they're giving back the money, basically. They can get your money back, all right? And players don't even have to wait until April 28th. to get a refund sooner. Okay, you can just get requests via player support. If you don't want to support David, you want to claw your money back from him, you can go ahead and head on over to Epic Games support. Okay, so the last things that I want to leave you with is just some reaction on Reddit, because people are finally getting their lick back on David. They're basically, getting clawing money back from him, finding ways to just, he's not getting any more deals. His brand deals have reversed. He's been dropped from his label.
All that shit from
if people are successful with this petition, they might be able to get him off streaming services. But it says that's the dark side of crossovers. When you do an IP crossover, you can.
And you know what? He don't even need to get the penalty. That nigga need to just sit in maximum prison. Just sit in that motherfucker. You feel me? Just sit. God damn it. No food. Just sit. Just get a bread every month. Nah, every week. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. Give him bread every 3 months. God damn it. Yeah, that's what we do.
Fans of either IP, but when one IP has a fall from grace, both IPs suffer. Hard to imagine a crossover going worse than this. That is probably as bad as it can get as far as an endorsement. It says, I'd never heard of this guy prior to the dead little girl being found in his car, and I don't play Fortnite, but it seems like a no-brainer to delete his presence from the game. I don't know where the line is for what behavior should warrant that, but a dead kid being found in your car and being charged with murder has to be on the other side of it, okay? He does play Fortnite. Apparently, he was online the day he got arrested, but let's not forget, he allegedly met her on Fortnite. Right. So they really don't want to be associated with it. Fortnite was allegedly the pipeline for him to find this girl, allegedly, in people's opinion. Some Reddit Discord threads would seem to suggest that might have been what happened. But it is really dark. I've done a whole bunch of videos about the symbolism in David's music that relates to what ended up happening. You can go back and watch some of those if you want. But this is just kind of the latest update as far as people actually noticing the autopsy lines up to this.
Guy's a creep. You hear me? Hey. Let's see what we got right. Oh, chat. All right. Let's get into it. Motherfucking Chicago gang wars. That's what we finna watch.
On the night of January 31st, 2018, a man named Deshaun Morgan sent his longtime friend, Donald Holmes Jr., right to his death. He knew what he was doing when he did it. He said so himself, years later, on a witness stand, in front of a captivated jury who heard him retell the tale of his bloodiest crime. Holmes had come looking to buy a gun, and Morgan sent him to meet with a Wicked Town Street gang member named Darius Murphy at Murphy's home on the 4700 block of West Arthington Street on Chicago's west side. Holmes arrived in his 2017 Jeep Cherokee with his girlfriend, Diane Taylor. Taylor pulled the Jeep up in front of Murphy's house on Arthington Street, and they parked. Murphy then got into the back seat and shot Holmes 4 times in the back of the head. Taylor, panicked, tried to get out of the car before Murphy grabbed her by the back of her wig and shot her twice in the head.
Oh, shit.
The reason Morgan had set up his own friend was that he had convinced himself Holmes had been informing on him to law enforcement. He had gotten, as he later described it, a weird vibe. A cop had stopped him once after he got off the phone with Holmes. A house got raided after Holmes had been introduced to someone, and when Holmes came around asking for a gun, Morgan had had enough. Murphy was secretly recorded months later in the Cook County Jail, describing exactly how it happened to another inmate, in his own words, in shocking detail. That recording would be played in open court years later at a federal racketeering trial. It was just another bloody gangland chapter in one of America's most violent cities, a city that recorded almost 600 homicides that same year. But for Morgan, Murphy, and their gang leader Donald Lee, it was just another day's work.
Oh, hold on.
Morgan, Murphy, and their gang leader Donald Lee recorded almost 600 homicides that same year. But for Morgan, Murphy, and their...
he kind of looked familiar. I ain't gonna even lie to you, chat. I don't know,
their gang leader Donald Lee, it was just another day's work.
I don't know. I don't know if... I feel like I've seen them before. Like, I don't know. That's weird.
Somebody asks you if you're in a club, what you tell them?
Might be wrong.
Never try
I don't know,
to hide
chat.
that you're a vice lord. Because if you can't tell the truth, you should never join up.
The Vice Lords is an all right club to me until they get the juice in them and feel like fighting.
Juice in them.
The number of homicides committed by people under 21 has increased 50%.
Touch. Okay. Okay, now what is that?
It's 25 automatic.
25 automatic?
Yeah. Recover video.
Started moving into the southern end of the neighborhood around Cicero Avenue in Jackson. The response from white residents was immediate and often violent. White gang members attacked black teenagers on their way to Columbus Park. Grown men confronted families moving boxes into new homes. By 1970, Austin was 32% black. By 1980, it was more than 70%. The businesses that had anchored the commercial strips followed the white residents out and never came back. The once beautiful apartments stopped receiving maintenance. With the lack of investment and a drained local economy, a new market emerged among youth who wanted to put food on the table: the crack trade.
Crack trade.
By the mid-70s, the almighty Vice Lord Nation, the dominant street gang on Chicago's west side, and the Four Corner Hustlers, a gang born in West Garfield Park that had become affiliated with the People Nation, had mapped out Austin's main arterial streets and figured out something important about the neighborhood's geography. Austin was threaded through with expressway access points. Cicero Avenue and Chicago Avenue ran directly to the expressway system that connected Austin to the rest of the Chicago metropolitan area. Drug dealers could move product in from suppliers and out to suburban customers faster and more efficiently from Austin than from almost anywhere else in the city. The neighborhood earned a nickname that has lasted to the present day: the Heroin Superhighway. By the time the Vice Lords had fully settled Austin through the 70s, the neighborhood had become home to multiple Vice Lord factions, including the Conservative Vice Lords, the Traveling Vice Lords, the Insane Vice Lords, and the Undertaker Vice Lords. The Four Corner Hustlers had expanded from their original West Garfield Park territory into Austin as well, despite being nominally allied under the People Nation umbrella. The relationship between them was tense. Gang alliances aside, the two were competing factions selling the same drugs on overlapping streets, and the competition produced its own violence alongside the violence against rivals from the Folk Nation. By the 80s, when crack arrived, Austin was more or less an open-air drug market. Crack simply accelerated what was already there. The man who would eventually rise to dominate the West Side's gang landscape under a federal microscope was LeBar Span, aka Bro Man, the head of the Four Corner Hustlers operations in West Garfield Park in Austin. Span had been a target of law enforcement since at least the late 90s, and by 2003, he had been named in an alarming 16 homicides. But he twice beat murder charges in state court and spent years cycling in and out of the Cook County Jail while maintaining his grip on the gang's operations. He was, by the account of federal prosecutors, a man who committed crimes with reckless abandon and in spectacular fashion, specifically to be feared on the streets. Broman's career would come to an end, however, in November 2021, when he was convicted of racketeering and 4 murders: the killings of Maximilian McDaniel in July 2000, George King and Willie Woods in April 2003, and Latin King's boss, Rudy Cato Rengel, in June 2003. He took the stand in his own defense and told the jury there was no such thing as a chief and that he had always operated as his own man. The jury didn't believe him. He was sentenced to life in federal prison just a few days ago, in April 2026. At sentencing, Judge Thomas Durkin told him he would breathe his last breath in jail, and Span laughed.
Damn, he just
The Four Corner Hustlers in Wicketown operated in the same neighborhood, sold the same drugs on overlapping streets, and were pursued by the same federal prosecutors in the same wave of West Side RICO cases that prosecutors described as the most sustained assault on Chicago gang violence in the history of the Northern District of Illinois. The Wicketown case was the larger and more violent of the two, naming, over just 20 years, 19 murders, 19 attempted murders, armed robberies, and an array of assaults. At the center of it all was a man named Donald Lee. Lee went by Lil Don, a nickname that fit his position in the Austin underworld. Prosecutors said he earned his way to the top of Wicketown the same way everyone earned anything in that world, by murder. Within a month of being connected to the gang, in the summer of 2000, on July 22, 2000, he murdered a man named Lamont Ware. Ware had become the collateral damage of a fight over something as minor as $10 bags of heroin. On December 23, 2002, Lee and a fellow gang member named Nashon Johnson murdered a man named Ernest Moore, who was shot during a dispute over drug sales in Sweet Clover Park. Then, on June 15, 2003, Lee killed John Johnson, the leader of a Four Corner Hustlers set, and that killing catapulted him to the top of Wicketown. Prosecutors said it was what secured his position as the gang's chief. Judge Durkin would later call Wicketown the most vicious gang ever prosecuted in the Dirksen Federal Courthouse, and the murders that followed Lee's rise to power gave the judge every reason to say it.
The root cause is poverty. Just miles from Chicago's gleaming skyscrapers lie some of the city's most violent neighborhoods, marred by drugs, gangs, and easy access to guns.
And sit down,
just
Chad.
by coming outside.
For real.
Just by me waking up and
You
put on my
hear
clothes,
me?
come out my front door, I'm at risk.
But reducing
then
all
I
this
got-
is proving
I got shit to do
difficult.
with it.
Mistrust of police
That's what
is
they tell the
rampant,
feds.
and a high number of murder cases go unsolved. And Chicago police are themselves under federal investigation over use of lethal force.
Wicked Town operated out of trap houses on the 500 block of North Leamington Avenue in Austin. The gang moved cocaine and heroin and used the trap houses to store everything from the drugs to the guns they used to secure them. At the trap houses, agents later found almost 50 guns and almost 1,000 bullets. 3 rules governed every member of the gang: never lose or sell a Wicked Town gun, never talk to law enforcement, and, quite plainly, use violence. Lee said it plainly in an April 2019 phone call that was captured by investigators and played at trial. Quote, "You don't ever sell one of the guns that can save one of the guy's life." After Lee's rise to leadership through the 3 killings between 2000 and 2003, the gang went through a period before an explosion of violence in late 2014 that didn't stop for a shockingly long time. On the evening of December 21st, 2014, a 45-year-old man named Ron Hernandez was standing on the sidewalk near his home on the 5200 block of West Washington Boulevard in Austin at around 6 in the afternoon when Demon Brown and Torrance Blackie Benson walked up and tried robbing him. Things went south fast, and Hernandez was shot in the abdomen. An 8-year-old boy riding in a passing vehicle was also hit twice, but survived. Hernandez, however, wasn't so lucky. Just 2 days later, on December 23, 2014, a 19-year-old named Abraham Cooper was shot in the chest and shoulder by Brown in the 400 block of North Lawler Avenue at around 7:50 in the evening. Cooper lived just blocks away. He was taken to Stroger Hospital and died less than an hour after he was shot. Neither the Cooper nor Hernandez killings generated an arrest at the time. The following May, on Memorial Day Saturday, May 23, 2015, Willie Gardley, aka Flocka, and Lil Don shot 24-year-old Charlie Weathers in the head on North Laramie Avenue in Austin at around 12:45 in the afternoon. It was the middle of the day on a holiday weekend. Officers found Weathers, and he was taken to Mount Sinai Hospital, where he was pronounced dead less than 2 hours later. Between May and September of that same year, 5 men had been killed on the same West Side streets, all connected to Wicked Town. On the night of September 2nd, 2015, Dan Rance, a member of a conservative Vice Lord set named Ghost Mob, was standing outside his home on the 700 block of North Long Avenue in Austin, right next to his parked car at around 11:30 at night. Wicked Town members Darius Murphy and Demon Brown parked their SUV down the block and Murphy got out. While Rance had his back turned, Murphy shot him. Murphy walked closer and kept shooting. Rance was hit 18 times in total and was pronounced dead at the scene 15 minutes after the shooting started at just 23 years old. In March 2016, Chicago police arrested a 19-year-old man from the neighborhood named Marquise Willis and charged him with Rance's murder. Willis maintained his innocence. He couldn't afford to pay his bond and sat in the Cook County Jail for 2.5 years awaiting trial. In June 2018, the murder charges against him were dismissed entirely. The Northside Transformative Law Center, which had taken up his case, said he had been falsely accused of killing one of his closest friends. Willis walked out of jail having lost 2.5 years of his life to a wrongful arrest for the murder of a very close friend.
Suzanne, the victim is 16 years old. She is at the hospital this morning in serious condition. Police say officers tried to pull over a car, but the 17-year-old driver took off before crashing head-on into another car. Now, officers attempted to pull over this Kia sedan around 9:20 last night near Chicago and Cicero. The 17-year-old driver took off heading south on Pulaski before crashing his car into a Honda CR-V near Kinsey. Police had to shut down the street for a few hours last night.
Willis didn't last much longer after walking out of jail. On the night of June 9, 2019, less than a year after his release, Chicago police attempted to pull over a Kia sedan at the 4800 block of West Chicago Avenue in Austin. The driver fled south on Pulaski Road at high speed and slammed head-on into a Honda CR-V. Willis, who was 23 years old, was in that Kia. He was taken to Stroger Hospital and pronounced dead the following day. A 17-year-old named Jaquan Shockley, who was also in the car, died the same night. 3 women in the Honda were all seriously injured. Willis had spent 2.5 years in jail for a murder he did not commit, walked free, and was dead less than a year later on the same West Side streets where it had all begun. Torrance Benson was described by prosecutors as Wicked Town's designated hitman, essentially a number 2 within the gang. On the evening of January 21st, 2016, he killed a man named Martell Howard. Howard was outside with friends that night in the 4600 block of West Huron when an argument broke out and Benson fired shots through the crowd. He was hit in the abdomen and dropped off at Stroger Hospital, where he died just an hour later. He was a young man who graduated from Marshall High School, worked at a Dunkin' Donuts in Hillside and a Mariano's grocery store in Westchester, and worst of all, left behind 2 children. Nearly a year later, on the Friday before Christmas 2016, 2 cousins named Derek Jones and Stephen Tucker were inside a home on the 500 block of North Laramie Avenue in Austin. At 10:50 p.m., they received a phone call inside the house. They walked outside together, and as soon as they stepped out, Wicketown members Dante Dockett and Davion Russell opened fire on them, killing both of them that very same night.
Knowing fully well that individuals would be at the homes of family and friends celebrating the holiday.
Johnson said more police are coming, part of the city's push to add 1,000 cops. But he's hoping for legal reinforcement as well, a new law proposed by State Senator Kwame Raoul to stiffen penalties against repeat gun offenders.
Sentence repeat gun offenders somewhere in the middle to high end of the gun sentencing range.
That now brings us back to the beginning of this video, January of 2018. In order to understand what happened to Holmes and Taylor, however, we need to go back to the summer of 2011 and look into Holmes' checkered past. In the summer of 2011, Holmes was working as a confidential informant for federal law enforcement. The target
One thing about 2011 though, chat. Man, 2012, 2011, man, them years was critical, boy. I'm trying to tell you, in Chicago, man, them niggas, I'm talking about, man, that's all I was hearing. Bodies dropping, shots fired. It was times, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, like, motherfuckers damn near nervous to come outside. You know what I'm saying? I see friends, a couple of friends I knew got killed. Yeah, this shit wicked out here. I'm down there getting scared. Cousin get hit up. I'm like, yeah, this shit crazy. Bro. Yeah, I definitely was down there traumatized.
Pointed him at was a man named Gilbert Spiller, a self-described general in the Black P Stone Nation street gang, operating out of a neighborhood his crew called Terror Town on Chicago's south side. The Black P Stones and the Vice Lords were rival gangs. Holmes was a Vice Lord running in the Wicketown orbit. However, Chicago is a city with blurred gang lines, meaning a lot of rivals end up rolling with each other normally. On July 13th, 2011, Holmes met with Spiller and bought 62 grams of crack from him. 8 days later, on July 21st, he bought another 59 grams. Then on October 18th, Spiller sold Holmes a loaded .40 caliber handgun with the intention of Holmes using that gun to clip rivals. The FBI and Chicago police arrested Spiller that same month. He pleaded guilty to 2 counts of selling crack cocaine and 1 count of illegally selling a firearm and was sentenced to an insane 20 years in federal prison in 2013. Spiller had prior convictions, including aggravated battery with a firearm from a drive-by shooting that had killed 1 person and wounded 4 others, and aggravated battery of a Chicago police officer. The FBI called him one of the most dangerous men on Chicago's South Side. Holmes had put him away. Holmes had also told his close friend Deshaun Morgan about the wire work at some point over the years. Morgan later said on the federal witness stand that Holmes had told him he had been working with law enforcement, and that at the time it did not bother him, likely due to the target being a P-stone. Morgan filed it away and moved on. For years, nothing came of it. Then came November 30th, 2017. Morgan was in his car when Chicago police stopped and searched him, and what triggered the stop was that Morgan had just gotten off the phone with Holmes. He had made arrangements to pick up a gun at Holmes' residence, and police appeared almost immediately after that phone call. Morgan didn't understand why they had shown up when they did, but he remembered that Holmes had worn a wire once, and the timing of the stop planted a seed. A few weeks later, Morgan introduced Holmes to a high-ranking Wicketown member named Markel Russell, one of the gang's founders. Morgan sent Holmes to get drugs from Russell. Shortly after that meeting, law enforcement raided Russell's house. Morgan would later tell a grand jury exactly how he processed it. Quote, "I'd sent him to get some drugs from him, and right after that, his house got raided." The weird vibe, as Morgan would describe it on the stand, had become something he couldn't ignore. He became convinced Holmes was playing with the police and getting people around him picked up. However, Morgan's assumption was wrong. Prosecutors confirmed at trial that at the time Morgan had Holmes killed, Holmes was actually under a wiretap himself as part of a completely separate federal investigation, meaning he was a target of law enforcement, not a source for them. Police only knew to raid Russell's place because they'd been watching Holmes. But Morgan didn't know that and had no way of knowing. He had to make a decision off of pure instinct. He went to Darius Murphy and told him what he believed. He offered Murphy $5,000 and an assault rifle to kill Holmes. Demon Brown was brought in as another shooter. The money and the rifle changed hands. Everything went down on the night of January 31st, 2018. Holmes came around looking to buy a gun, which only set Morgan off more because it made him appear more like a snitch. Morgan sent him to Murphy's home on the 4700 block of West Arthington Street. The plan Murphy devised was to lure Holmes under the pretense of giving him a gun and cash that Morgan owed him. Holmes arrived at around 11 o'clock at night in his 2017 Jeep Cherokee. His girlfriend, Diane Taylor, was in the driver's seat. She pulled the Jeep to the curb in front of Murphy's home and parked. Murphy came out and got into the back seat. What happened next lasted seconds. Murphy shot Holmes 4 times in the back of the head. Taylor threw the door open and tried to run, but Murphy grabbed her by the back of her wig and pulled her back. Then he shot her twice in the head. Less than 5 hours after the shooting, Demon Brown texted Morgan a screenshot of the Chicago Tribune's breaking news alert about the double homicide. Morgan called Lil Don and told him about the hit. Lee, although obviously approving the hit, said it was dumb to have done it right in front of Murphy's home. The following morning, Brown bought a used Buick LeSabre for $900 in cash and drove to Minneapolis, where he traded the handgun used to kill Holmes and Taylor for a different one. The swap was meant to make the murder weapon disappear. In February 2018, a man was arrested in Milwaukee by law enforcement with the gun in his possession. It had traveled from Chicago to Minneapolis to Milwaukee in less than a month. Months after the murders, Murphy was recorded in the Cook County Jail talking to another inmate who was wearing a wire, a Wicked Town member who had been Holmes' own friend and who had agreed to cooperate with law enforcement after putting together what Morgan had done. Murphy described the night on Arthington Street in his own words. Murphy also said in the recording that he had not known Holmes from a can of paint, meaning that it had not mattered to him who Holmes was or whether the suspicion against him was true. He said if someone tells you to kill a person and says they are snitching, you take their word for it.
Lee and top associate Torrance Benson have been convicted in federal court. Lee and Benson are 2 of 13 people indicted in a multi-office investigation into a violent street gang on the west side. The others previously pled guilty and are awaiting their sentencing. U.S. Attorney John Lausch Jr. says the evidence revealed the extent of the violence the gang carried out to protect their drug trafficking operation, including 19 murders and 19 attempted murders.
We need to hold people accountable for the violent crimes they're committing in the city of Chicago. The offenders on the streets right now are completely emboldened. In cases like this, they do make an impact.
Lee has been convicted of racketeering, conspiracy, gun and drug charges, facing a mandatory life sentence. Benson has been convicted of racketeering, conspiracy, and gun charges.
In November 2021, prosecutors unsealed a racketeering indictment naming 13 Wicked Town members and charging them collectively with 19 murders, 19 attempted murders, armed robberies, and assaults. 11 of the 13 defendants pleaded guilty before the case went to trial. Only Donald Lee and Torrance Benson chose to fight it in court. The trial of Lee and Benson ran for more than 9 weeks at the Dirksen Federal Courthouse in Chicago. Morgan took the stand at Lee's trial and acknowledged sending his friend to his death. Morgan was sentenced to 32 years in federal prison. Murphy received 50 years. By the time prosecutors finished laying out his record at sentencing, the picture was staggering. Murphy admitted to murdering 7 people in less than 3 years. One of his victims was Dan Rance, whose mother, Sandra Link, stood before the judge at sentencing and said Murphy was a vile, ruthless, treacherous person and a serial murderer. Another of Murphy's victims was Alfred Stovall, who Murphy shot 7 times at close range on April 28, 2017 because he believed Stovall was a rival gang member and who was, at the time Murphy killed him, taking his 1-year-old son out of a baby seat. Judge Durkin looked straight at Murphy at sentencing. Prosecutors painted Murphy as the most violent, dangerous, and depraved defendant ever to appear before Durkin. The judge said he agreed and added that the adults in Murphy's life had failed him and that Lee had turned him into a killing machine. Lee's defense attorney called the witnesses against him serial killers and argued the case was built on lies. She was not wrong that many of them had killed people. One witness had killed at least 5 people. Another had once taken a murder victim's dog as a souvenir. But the jury didn't care. This was a case of killers versus killers. But then came a major scandal. During sentencing preparations in 2024, a prosecutor's email surfaced showing that undisclosed promises had been made to cooperating witnesses ahead of trial, specifically that Deshaun Morgan had been told he could expect a 30-year sentence recommendation in exchange for his testimony, a promise that was never disclosed to defense attorneys and that contradicted what Morgan told the jury under oath. Judge Durkin, the same judge who had presided over both the Wicked Town and the Four Corner Hustlers trials, found the circumstances eerily similar to a separate discovery of undisclosed promises in the Spann case, and he ordered a new trial for Lee and Benson. Faced with the prospect of a second trial with deteriorating evidence and witnesses who might refuse to testify again, prosecutors made the decision to offer Lee a deal. In September 2024, Lee pleaded guilty to racketeering conspiracy and admitted his role in 6 murders. He gave up most of his appeal rights. In October 2025, Judge Durk sentenced him to 34 years in federal prison. Lee was 43 years old at sentencing. He will likely not be released until he is nearly 67. Benson also pleaded guilty and received 20 years. The defense attorney who had once called the case a house of cards had been closer to right than she knew. Not because Lee was innocent, but because the government had made mistakes that gave him a second chance. The judge who sentenced him was furious about it. Wicked Town's 20-year run on Chicago's west side killed at least 19 people. It ran heroin and cocaine out of trap houses on Leamington Avenue, on streets that had once been home to one of the most beautiful neighborhoods on the west side of any American city, streets that were abandoned by investment and left to whoever was willing to show up and claim them.
So fucking terrible, man. See, man, hold on. See what we got here. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, chat. Gotta use it real quick. Gotta use it. Oh shit. You used to watch stream real quick. God damn it. Shit. All right. What I was doing now. Let me see what I'm doing.
Boosie may have just accidentally exposed himself as a snitch after he goes off on Gucci.
Hold on, my bad, y'all. I forgot you know what I'm saying, tell the video. My bad. Boosie getting called out, you know what I'm saying, snitching against the fans, I guess. Shit. I don't care about it, but, you know, I guess the people do. But, you know.
He may have just accidentally exposed himself as a snitch after he goes off on Gucci Mane and gives his criteria for why he believes Gucci Mane is a rat and he did this. Boosie went hard on Gucci Mane in this new interview. Boosie said that Gucci Mane got to stop rapping because Gucci Mane told the police that he was robbed by Pooh Shiesty. He believes that disqualified Gucci Mane from rapping. He called Gucci Mane a snitch. He went hard on Gucci, man.
Gucci shouldn't have told. He should not identify them for. You know what he should have said when they came in? We doing it for his album. This is all a social media skit. We already took out the blogs to post this. We doing it his album. We doing this his album. And if you my artist, I'ma sue y'all. If you arrest my artist, I'ma sue y'all. Gucci know what the he did. Everybody trying to
Gucci know what he did.
He know exactly what the and with the feds,
you know what he did.
And what pissed me off even more.
What up?
What pissed me off even more.
Hold on, chat. My bad. Wait a minute.
Made a video saying, ain't none of y'all got more money than me. Back to the money over principles and morals. And then people talking about he's a businessman now.
He's a businessman now.
He has this now. He has that now.
He's a businessman now.
A couple months ago, making videos about snitches and all this woo. Like, we can't let these jump in the bushes, bro.
Boosie tells Gucci, man, forget about the money. What about morals and principles? So according to Boosie, taking a financial loss is not a good enough reason to call police, make a police report, or to quote unquote snitch. Now, obviously, Boosie is probably the only person on earth, him and other street dudes, who think this is somehow logical. Bro, this man had to tell the police that he got robbed, right? Because if you lost $1 million in jewelry, you lost a bunch of Rolexes, you got a contract that was signed under duress to get him out the deal, what am I supposed to do? How do I go to a courthouse and say, hey, I didn't sign that contract. He put a gun to my head and made me sign that contract to release him out of his deal. That contract is still valid. How do you say you sign a contract under duress without telling them exactly what was the duress situation? How do you file the insurance claim for your jury if you can't tell them you was robbed?
True.
Did they say, oh, where you was robbed? Okay, where? Well, when you say where, guess what? The police got to investigate because got $1 million at stake here.
Oh.
So Gucci Mane was in a lose-lose situation. You had to tell the police this. You got the attorneys, you got the accountants, you got the major label at Atlantic. What would Gucci have told Atlantic? Hey, Atlantic, I just signed over and released the biggest artist on my label. I just released one of the biggest artists right under you guys. I just released him. He's now independent. What would he have told Atlantic? What? Bro, he ain't recouped yet. He still owes. Gucci should have what? Like taken a $4 million loss and now Gucci is in debt because Gucci like got him out of his deal without co-signing with a man. All right, bro. You better stop it, man. But Boosie will continue even saying that Gucci Mane should stop rapping, among other things, which I just think is completely absurd.
Because I stand for something.
For something.
And you wonder why I'm respected. How many rappers you know right now go sit on death row and say, before I tell, you got to put that in my It ain't too many, man.
Bro, come on, man. Like, bro, you old as hell. What's up? You kidding me? Shit. God damn it.
Bruh. But Guwap, he shouldn't. You supposed to tell him, oh man, we doing this to get his album finna come out. You know? All that, then you go get back and put his up. That's what you go do.
It's fucked up, man.
Now you can't fight no contract because it's
none of that.
If you like that, you don't send no 24, 25-year-old to life in prison if they convict him. Because 40 to 50 is an L, man. Where your heart at, man? You was young as a If you gonna play it right, man.
Play it right.
Shiesty wasn't thinking. You know what Shiesty thinking?
What he was thinking, folks?
This Gucci, man, that ain't finna tell on me and up his reputation.
Ain't got wrong, motherfucker.
He gonna get it back in blood.
Hell the fuck no. What the fuck you thought? That's what you thought wrong. This nigga ain't got time for that shit, goddammit. You stupid for thinking like that too, Boosie.
Talking about money, man. Hey, where your principles and your morals at? Then you make a old. You testified on the song. That up even more. You ain't even got to go to court for nothing. You do not have to go to court. You just gave your whole testimony on a song, man. Who do you got wrong? You got Gucci Mane just got to go up there and say, I'm a sinner.
What happened here was a miracle, and I want you to fucking acknowledge it.
Because you done got on the stand with that song, man. When you pointed to them and identified them in that paperwork, the feds don't need much, man.
Gucci has said through his attorneys that he's not taking a stand, nor is he cooperating with the feds. When it first happened that night, Gucci made a report with the local police. But when the feds stepped in, Gucci said he's not participating nor cooperating. Boosie said, it don't matter if you cooperate or if you take the stand or if you work with the feds. You dropping a song and letting the people know that Pooh Shiesty did it is enough already, right? The feds already got enough information. But here's the thing. This is hypocritical. This is very hypocritical, right? One of the first hypocritical statements is Boosie stating that, you know, like a monetary loss is not enough to tell. A monetary...
So what, Boosie? I don't care, nigga. Nigga, I got millions, nigga. What is you talking about? Get your goof ass on somewhere.
Loss is not enough to go to the police. When Boosie went to the police on his own brother over a monetary loss.
Well, TQ is your mom's first child.
Yeah.
The oldest.
Yeah. Her pet.
And it always been like this.
And you said that she takes his side against you.
Every time. This been since the back of the car.
Oh, fuck,
if he kicked the seat, I got slapped. You know, and even my family, my whole family was like, Boosie, why are you acting like this? You knew whose side she would take.
Okay.
This is not new to you. Like, my whole family said, it don't matter what that boy do. You know this.
Well, but you're saying that your mom wants you to drop the lawsuit because she don't want TQ to go to jail, but this is a civil suit, so he wouldn't go to jail anyways.
I don't know. She wants me to drop the suit, bro. Like,
But I'm saying a lawsuit has nothing to do with jail time.
Vlad is very smart. Vlad starts asking the right questions. Vlad, like, hold on, like, why your mom talking about you putting people in jail? Why your mom talking about you filing charges? If it's just a lawsuit, nobody goes to jail for a lawsuit. It's a civil case. So Vlad kind of cornered Boosie and forced Boosie to outright admit it, but he has a creative excuse for why he's essentially snitching on his brother and other people.
I filed another lawsuit on him in not Louisiana also.
I mean, unless you actually...
And it's going to be a criminal lawsuit.
Okay, so you're actually filing a criminal lawsuit for fraud.
On everybody for
so
fraud.
So that means that
too.
people might go to jail.
Yeah. And I don't give a fuck.
And I just don't give a fuck.
Fuck him.
Fuck him.
He's not a gangster.
Okay.
What he did to me took $5 million. I'm not gonna shoot him.
Yeah.
This shit is handled in court.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He's a legal citizen. He's a, you know. If he was a G, if he took $5 million for me, it'll be a different story.
He said in his interview that me and you are closer than you and him.
Me and who?
Me and you. That our relationship is closer than...
Yeah,
he said he doesn't talk to you, he doesn't go to your house, that type of thing.
Nah. Like, this shit then, like, it's Ricky and Doughboy. You saw Boys in the Hood, right?
Yeah.
It's Ricky and he been the pussy. My daddy used to say, boy, you gonna be gay. You a
Oh, no.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, no.
He always been favored by my mom. She paid to send him to magnet school. I went to the trenches.
He said, I went to the trenches.
I played outside. He stayed in the house on the computer. You see where I'm at?
What's wrong with
A
that
woman's
shit?
first child is
special.
It's special.
Yeah.
Even her sisters would tell you.
Man, what's wrong with that? Just because he ain't want to go out, he want to jump out the push like you, motherfucker, and go to jail like you, motherfucker. He want to get on the keyboard, on the computer and shit. You know what I'm saying? He want to enjoy the finer things in life. He don't want to do all that goofy shit that you done did, motherfucker.
Like, Boosie, you know she gonna do that because she feel like you're the hard one.
So he basically saying that he a bitch, he a pussy. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't jump out, he don't go to jail or nothing. Hey, get your goof ass up out of here.
Your oldest, is it Ivy?
Ivy.
So do you feel like you have a certain level of favoritism with Ivy?
Oh, I did.
You see how they moved the goalpost?
Fuck out of here.
Yo, you see it right in real time, how they moved the goalpost to fit their agenda? What's the difference between what Boosie did and what Gucci Mane is doing? What's the difference? Gucci Mane filed a police report because Gucci Mane was forced to. He signed a contract with a gun to his head. And in order to prove to the label and to the courts that this contract was signed under duress, he had to file the police report.
You got to be hard all the time.
Gucci Mane was robbed for $1 million worth of jewelry. In order to file an insurance claim, you got to file a police report. But Boosie is saying that's not an excuse. Filing a police report or filing criminally is not an excuse, even if you're taking a huge loss. Take the loss, but your integrity and your principles is what matters, according to Boosie. His words, not mine.
So sick, man.
But now Boosie is saying that he's allowed to tell on his brother. He's allowed to snitch on his brother who forged his signature. Again, look at the language. That's fraud. Nah, that's fraud. You going to jail. I don't care. What's the difference? It's the same thing. That's fraud, right? So the brother forged Boosie's signature to get Boosie out of the Young Blue deal. So Young Blue was signed to Boosie's label. His brother was apparently like Young Blue's manager. His brother forged Boosie's signature to get Young Blue out the deal. Young Blue then goes and sign another deal, a larger deal, and Boosie apparently gets cut out of like $5 million. So Boosie feels like if his brother didn't forge a signature and he still got his deserved cut, he would have gotten $5 million from out the Young Blue deal. He didn't get that. So now he's seeing red and he's willing to go all the way. But if Boosie is willing to tell on his brother,
don't get
and
mad.
the excuse is, well, my brother ain't no street dude. I could tell, I could tell on him. He's not no street dude. That's the rules now? So that's the new rules of the streets. I can tell on you if you're not a gang member. I can tell on you if you're not in the streets. Who determines who's in the streets and who's not in the streets? Who determines that? His brother who grew up in the same environment Boosie grew up in the same house Boosie grew up in. Who is Boosie to tell the brother who grew up in the hood that he's not a street dude and he don't abide by those principles? Who is Boosie? But the moving of the goalposts would always happen. Listen, if Gucci Mane, by Boosie standards, is wrong and is a rat, then wouldn't Boosie be wrong and be a rat? Y'all remember when Boosie brother was arrested for stealing $361,000 from Boosie account?
Damn.
Now, the brother was arrested for stealing $361K from Boosie's Capital One account, right? Now, the brother got caught because he made over 12 wire transfers to different people who would then give him cash, and then he would pose as Boosie under different situations, right? He was arrested and booked for identity theft and charges. Boosie did his interview, and he told Gucci Mane, man, nah, Gucci, you should have told the police, this your artist, and this was just for a movie script and a movie role and for a music video, and ain't no crime happened.
Hey.
Why didn't Boosie do the same thing for his brother? Why didn't Boosie tell his brother or tell the police, nah, I authorized that. Nah, bro, my brother ain't, I told my brother, I authorized that. When the DA said they didn't have enough evidence to indict the brother, Boosie was still going on Vlad TV and Sway in the Morning and saying the brother stole from him and the brother committed fraud. And he was still in contact with the detectives, right? And the investigation is ongoing and he is still in contact with the detectives and cooperating. So my thing is this standard you have for Gucci Mane, why aren't you applying that same standard to yourself? Why didn't you tell the police your brother ain't do nothing and you told him he could make those wire transfers like you want Gucci Mane to tell the police that the Pooh Shiesty robbery was for a music video?
Your brother and money.
Yeah.
How did y'all, he took money out of your account or what was the?
It's bank fraud. Yeah, he frauded some money out of my bank, same mama, same daddy,
Yeah.
Okay. Did that your brother ever get worked out or no?
Nah, they still going through the situations with it or whatever. I'm just waiting on to hear back something. I still ain't got my money back. I'm still 400 short, man. So,
400.
I just got
in the hole still.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him face to face since then?
Nah,
I ain't seen him since then, bro.
I knew it.
I ain't seen him since then. I ain't seen him since.
I know you didn't see that nigga since.
I'm just sitting back waiting on.
God damn it.
The brother gets arrested. Boosie's doing an interview telling people the brother stole from him.
You ain't finna
Isn't
see
that
a
the same
nigga
thing as Gucci Mane doing a song telling people that Pooh Shiesty robbed him? What's the difference?
If a nigga old like that, you ain't finna see that nigga. Most likely, you gotta catch that nigga something like in a casino, like Offset. Goddamn it.
The song might be a little bit less worse because the song is like creative expression. An interview, you straight up telling it. But let me know what y'all think, man. I think it's hypocrisy. Right? I think if Gucci Mane thinks that,
then on top of that, he catch the motherfucker at the casino. Like, damn, you owe me money. Why the fuck you at a casino? Oh shit. Let's see what we got. Damn, chat. Scrolling. Man, what we got, man? We covered most of the topics that I wanted to talk about. You know what I'm saying? It ain't really too much no more. Man, let me see. Twerking drill. Facing life after being exposed. What? Hold on. The drill faces life after being exposed for twerking. What? Yeah. We gotta get into that. The only one man in Chicago, Al Capone, was afraid of. He was afraid of. Let's get it, chat.
K Shorty has one of the darkest revenge stories coming out of Jacksonville drill history, starting off with him surviving a shoot.
Yo, we finna get into this story of this drill rapper, you know what I'm saying? I don't know too much, but we finna dive into it so we can know.
Shooting that took the life of his girlfriend, then being exposed as gay for twerking, and the video getting millions of views before he decided to get revenge. And months later, taking someone's life, throwing away his $1 million record deal, and essentially throwing away his life. Back in 2020, K Shorty survived the fatal shooting that took the life of his then girlfriend after the shooters believed K Shorty killed one of their brothers days before. And Nandi Weich was a 17-year-old high school cheerleader who was dropping off her then boyfriend K Shorty after a dinner date. But what she didn't know was how dangerous the 19-year-old was. Man. Just 2 days before, Swift Jit from Double O, a rival gang, was shot multiple times outside of his house, dying. The next day, K Shorty's house was shot. So K Shorty was alleged to have been involved in a murder at 19 years old. The very next day, his house gets blazed, and for some reason, the day after that, he thought it was safe to go on a date. So he went out with his girlfriend, not knowing the same shooters who shot his house up the day before would be sitting in a car waiting for him to get back.
Hell yeah!
Spotting his girlfriend's new vehicle, they began shooting it up, immediately killing her while attempting to kill him. It was revenge for Swiftjit, and K Shorty's girlfriend paid the price. The following year, K Shorty would be exposed for twerking in a rival rap video that hit over 12 million views. And the embarrassment would allegedly be the motive behind him committing a triple shooting, killing a rival rapper, and going live on Instagram to brag about it. In 2021, Spinner Bands made drill history after dropping Who I Smoke. 58 million views, plenty of dead bis. He had a target on his head and didn't give a fuck because 2 months later, he dropped I Don't Smoke Kendre. In the video, he'd say, Therese twerking in the bathroom, look y'all, he's so gay. He'd show an old video of K Shorty, whose real name is Therese Powell, in high school with his shirt tied up like the sissies off The Longest Yard. But this wasn't the only sus activity from K Shorty, and Spinner Bands was on a mission to expose it all. But this apparently lit a fire inside of K Shorty, and he was out for revenge. In September of 2021, just 4 months after being exposed, K Shorty would allegedly carry out an ambush-style attack alongside his co-defendant Zacoby Sykes, aka Tufo. They pull up in a black Range Rover, opening fire on a Dodge Charger parked outside of a gas station. Rival Jacksonville drill rapper Spinner Bands was driving, while his associates Greenlight and No Face were passengers. When shots rang out, Spin and Greenlight ran for cover inside of the gas station, while No Face was left lifeless after a bullet hit his head. The shooters sped off. Spinner Bands rushed his friend to the hospital, but No Face would be pronounced dead. And just recently, the state introduced new evidence where they're saying, look, he's guilty. Apparently, K Shorty and Tufo went live on Instagram 45 minutes after the triple shooting, bragging that they just caught 2 M's.
Y'all scary,
Be out the roof. Say, right when I'm thinking, I see the little nigga. Damn, I'm gonna be tripping on 4. Ain't the same little nigga that was smoking on 8 and had something to do with little bro. Same little nigga that said Terrence was gay and had something to do with little bro. I do this shit like it's nothing. This nigga done crashed out. Adrenaline rushing. Hop out the guy, he gushing.
Man, that shit sound weak as hell, man. Come on, man. Like, y'all happy that y'all killed somebody? Like, y'all ass weird. Y'all look retarded as hell. Come on, man. Y'all using, like, y'all got a lot of followers, but y'all using this energy for this shit. Look how many views y'all got. Look at all this shit, bro. And y'all using it for goofy shit like this, man. Y'all sick.
Too bad now.
Y'all crazy,
Fuck,
man.
boy. They put up on him. I ain't gonna lie, niggas rolled a baseball bat, though. I ain't gonna hit on these niggas that got the park, man. Play golf with this bitch, whatever you want to do. Man, what's happening, nigga? Slow down. You had 1 million views on YouTube. What you gang, look how you feel. You didn't call it M, cuz.
Hey, bro, stop that
M.
shit, bro. Don't, hey,
how do it feel? How does it feel? Talk to the mic. Talk to the mic.
Hey, nah, chill out. Hey, I'm finna come get all of them.
How does it feel, cuz?
Y'all know y'all be quick to say, oh, niggas, hey, let me hit that.
We just hit 2 M's in one day. 2 M's, cuz. 2 M's in a day.
In one day.
In one fucking day.
What else hit an M?
How you do that? Niggas ain't doing that.
Wait, what else hit an M? What else hit an M?
Day, man. Damn, like Gucci say, damn.
Now the state is claiming an M stands for murder. The defense is claiming
2
an M
M's
stands
in one
for
day. They happy
views.
about that, Chad.
And the state is firing back.
Yeah, we got 2 M's in one day. Nigga. Yeah, 2 M's in one day. Nigga, what? What you talking about, nigga? You can't tell them niggas nothing, nigga. What? 2 M's in one day, nigga. 2 M's in one day. Nigga, what? Yeah, hold on, Chad.
saying K Shorty went live just 45 minutes after the triple shooting that left No Face dead. And apparently, it was rumored Spin had died too. So they were under the impression they killed 2 people. To back that claim, just 2 months after the shooting, Spinna Bands dropped a song titled Badass Day. He described the pain and guilt that forever scars him while giving small details into what took place. Taking a look at the chorus, Spin would say, rumors through my city say I'm dead, call the coroner. I hear shooting through my window, this a switch, this ain't normal. These lyrics would give context to rumors going through the city that Spin was killed, which could have been the reason K Shorty thought they caught 2 M's. Spin would also state he heard a switch, the rapid but inaccurate machine gun fire that essentially saved his life. Lyrics would continue on saying, "I'm having a badass day. My mama said I should be happy, I could be, but I ain't. Ma, I'm trying to be, but they say my homie dead, he ain't make it. Ma, I tried to get him to the hospital to save him. How the fuck they say I don't love Xavier?" Spin would be
Disconnected. I don't hear now. What the fuck? Yo. The hell is going on? Oh shit, I'm tweaking. Alright.
describing survivor's guilt and addressing how many accused him of leaving No Face, aka Xavier Mays, for dead when he ran into the gas station. But Spin would refute these claims, saying he tried to get him to the hospital to save him, so how could they say he doesn't care? Now this is one of the craziest curveballs I've ever heard in drill history. K Shorty, the alleged shooter, had his lawyer subpoena Spinner Benz, one of the 3 victims, so that Spin could testify in court that K Shorty didn't do it. This was an awkward attempt at trying to make his ops
One thing about going live, keep on calling. Man, I'm back in it, man. Shit.
keep it real, but Spinner Benz would refuse to say anything at all. After being charged with murder, 2 attempted murders, and shooting or throwing missiles, K Shorty was looking like a Duval demon, but he'd Gucci man his career after it was exposed that he was snitching, full-blown cooperating against the same ops that he was trying to kill. Paperwork would drop showing K Shorty sat down with police and identified Rolling Ball by name and circling his picture as the one who shot him and killed his girlfriend. Ball would later be sentenced to life in Florida State Prison for murder, 5 attempted murders, 2 shootings, and weapons charges, all tied to trying to kill K Shorty.
That man gone.
Already sentenced to 12 years on weapons charges, K Shorty still faces trial for his murder case, and with the amount of time that's passed, he has enemies that want him dead on the streets and enemies he put in prison that
got to worry about
until
that.
he gets sentenced.
That man
But
is
he's
gone.
still never been charged for killing Swiftjit, even though his brother identified him as the shooter. K Shorty was close to signing a $2 million record deal, and instead of focusing on escaping the streets he came from, he dove head first, crashing out on Spinner Bands for calling him gay. He went live after a murder, literally rapped lyrics about being called gay, and stood on it like it was Get Back.
He must was really
the
was gay.
stupidest shit I've ever seen. He was 9 times
On them
out of
pictures,
10
he
the
do look kinda
closest
gay.
his entire bloodline's ever been to
Dude,
being rich,
hold on.
and threw it all away just to not kill who he wanted and be facing forever in prison. His final pretrial date is scheduled on April 30th, 2026, and following that will be
this
his
shit right
in
here,
high
like,
school with his shirt tied up
like
like
doing
the
all that
sissies off
shit.
the longest yard.
Yeah,
But this wasn't the only sus activity from K Shorty, and Spinner
So,
Bands was on a mission
that shit
to
right
expose-
there, like, come on, man. When I was young, when I was like 14 or 13 and shit, I wasn't taking no type of pictures like that, bro. Bro, if me and my homie, bro, I wouldn't even take a picture with my homies like that in the first place. We standing together like side by side, you know what I'm saying? Like posing and some shit like that. We ain't doing hell nah. Bro.
at all. But
So,
this
yeah, that's why he lashed
especially
out on
if you
his
tell me
ass.
he claimed 6 block. There's no 6 block in prison. The thing is, when you go to prison, if you're not joining the big gangs like Blood, fucking GD King, Zoe, if you're not in a big gang like that, because the Crips don't have numbers, that's why they didn't get included. You're gonna be in like a neighborhood or a city gang, right? So
City
Orlando,
gang.
they'll stick together. Tampa, they'll stick together. Miami will stick together, but really Miami, Palm Beach, and Broward all click up together and call themselves down south. Jackson, whatever the situation is, that gangster shit doesn't stop when you go to prison. That's when it really
No, it
starts,
really
because
don't.
why are you gonna stop falling?
Shit, get out the streets, man. Stay out the streets. Real chat. Motherfucker need to get out them streets. Real ski. And let's see what we got. Cover most of the topics though. That I don't want it. Ain't really too much. I think that should be it. Wow. Social media pass away. Damn, it ain't really too much to come. Let me see.
Dude.
Nope, ain't really too much. Shit. No, I think I got one. Let me see.
One rapper got shot 16 times on live, and this other flipped the script on the ops that pulled up to shoot him.
I guess we finna go into some IG live shootings. They got caught on live. Motherfuckers getting smoked out here. Bruh.
Here's some rappers who
go.
had shootings on live. Detroit-born rapper Snap Dogg shot up to fame, but it wasn't easy. His rap sheet's looking pretty rough, with accusations of jacking people and murdering them, though Snap Dogg claims he didn't do anything. And ever since his brother got smoked by police, he's been cautious and strapped in the streets. Like one night when he was streaming live with his crew and things started to go south with someone off camera. Things just kept escalating till finally, the straps get pulled out.
That way. Tell that ass. Put on just throw his head in. Yeah.
Whole gang shit, whole
Stupid as hell.
You already know how to win. You know my bitch. Ain't gonna do shit. Period. Who this?
Period.
Bitch, blue.
Period.
All lot of shit.
Period, like a female. What the hell,
We ain't gonna play
man?
with nobody out here. We ain't gonna play with nobody out here, nigga. Real, nigga. You already know.
Shit real, nigga.
Snap.
Shit real. Well, they ass get the dunk. God damn, boy. God damn. Well, I
wasn't
bet
messing
you it ain't
around. He
nobody,
pulls
though.
out his strap and
I bet
unloads
you
a
it's an
whole
innocent
clip.
bystander just
We don't know
walking
whether the
past
guy
and shit.
survived, but at least his ops
God
learned
damn.
that he's not someone to mess with, which they could probably tell from his brick
ready to
collection
kill some
online.
shit to
Safe
prove
to say,
themselves,
Snap
Chad.
always stays strapped.
Damn.
It's talking about snatching wood. Shit. Hey, think twice.
I ain't gonna lie, that motherfucker look nice.
Think mother twice.
It look nice as hell.
You
Oh,
feel
they
me,
ass
bro?
crazy.
Yeah.
Yup, get their ass. Right
New
there.
addition, look, a new addition to the family, you know. Then we got another new addition to the family, you know. Yeah.
He ready for this shit.
Another time, he spotted an op in his territory and decided to handle it then and there.
Boy. God damn. How you playing with paintball guns? You ain't even got the real deal, man. See, shit like that right there, Chad. Like you playing with, you know what I'm saying, paintball guns. What if a motherfucker got that shit for real? Your ass gonna be fired the fuck up. You playing with paintball gun, motherfucker pull out and get the spray your shit for real, nigga. Look at this shit. He get the spraying your shit for real, nigga. Get the throwing the motherfuckers for real. No ass ain't gonna be laughing. Get your shit split. Shit ain't funny. On phone no, that shit ain't even funny.
Our next rapper also
shit
tries to
real.
get even right when his ops try to catch him lacking, out shopping.
Bro.
Honeycomb Brazy's a rapper who came up in the rough streets of Alabama. He's had run-ins with the law since he was like 10, so he definitely made some ops along the way. In November 2020, Honeycomb went to get his hands on some Kobe Bryant merch in a new area and showed it off on IG Live for his fans.
Yeah, man, it was too big.
Yeah, Honeycomb Brazy, his ass always into some shit.
We need a big man. Whoever the
For
big man
real.
stopping for real and the post for real, come get it, man. Yeah, you gotta be shooting that hoe like Kobe. You catching that the rebound for real, come get it. Come get it for real, come get it, man. You gotta be setting that bitch out of rebound.
I remember this shit, they got the facking at
But
his
things
ass.
quickly went south when his ops pulled up and emptied clips at the car.
Bro, they got the facking at his ass. Bro, they get the throwing them bitches. Bro. That's not playing. They throwing them bitches. Oh God, they throwing
Brazy
them
wasn't
bitches.
fazed by this incident and hopped on
What
IG
you
Live
talking
again
about?
immediately after.
None of y'all get hit. Oh, they not the back one that? That what you wore?
They throwing them motherfuckers.
I'm on this side. You want to keep it in the front? Yeah. Oh, you want? What side you was off? Oh, I'm dead on right here. Cause the cover like this. What the cover was? I'm on this side. Y'all right. I'm in the middle of the
Shit,
street
that's
on
more views for them. Bro, they got that shit shut at. They got more views off that shit. Look, 2,000. God damn.
If my little brother got cancer, my little brother out here fight. It's on your head, man. This shit real. My little brother fighting cancer out there.
Oh, he got cancer.
I got my little brother with me, nigga, fighting cancer.
Yeah, he got cancer and shit doing this shit out here, man.
Did you
Oh, yeah, leave that shit alone, bro.
Man, Lord, man.
God damn.
Lord.
God damn.
CCTV
Chad.
picks up a silver car running past and then shots being fired. Thankfully, Brazy's crew, ready for smoke, just fired back.
Oh, they got the throwing them bitches right there. He Tried to throw him back. This nigga got cancer and shit bunking. Look at him. What the fuck, bro? Like, nigga, he like shit. Hey, nah, real shit though. This nigga, like, I ain't even trying to be funny though, but he like, man, nigga. And this man, he like, shit, I got cancer, nigga. Man, fuck it. I'm gonna die anyway. I'm just gonna go out with bangs, nigga. I'm gonna go out with bangs, nigga. Like, bruh. Nigga, bro, you chill the fuck out, bro. I've been in the house, man, just, fuck, man, come on, bro. Yo ass out here in the battlefield with the cancer and shit, like.
No one was hurt, but it does prove that even if you're out just for a quick grocery trip, you better be ready to fight or die. But not every rapper has these survival instincts, like this next one, who thought it'd be a good idea to call out his ops when he was in the streets. Spida D, a rapper coming from the tough, harsh streets of Chicago. So Spida kinda knows what can happen if you're caught lacking on the streets. Mr. D here dissed one of his dead ops, so you know they weren't about to let him get away with it. In May 2021, Spida was on IG Live talking with fans about his future projects. The conversation then shifts to him talking about his ops. Spida starts flexing how tough he is, and just a few minutes later, shots go off.
No shirt on under this bitch on BD. I'm not worried about it. They know, hey, you know what they say about the with the hoodie on in the summertime on BD? He ain't out here trying to play. BD in. Right up.
Senseless, boy. Look at him, fan his ass up.
Spida talks about the situation in this interview, explaining what happened.
You coming to my house looking for me because of that shit. Nothing.
Yeah. Was that the last day you hung out there? Did you go back out there after that video? Because that would have scared my life, Spida.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Back out there, nigga. This shit scared me, nigga. This shit real, nigga. I do this shit all day, man. Dodging bullets and shit. I almost died, nigga. That shit fun, nigga. Nigga, I always do it.
The weakest, that was some, you know, out of what I done been through in my life, that was one recorded as one of the weakest.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
It looked very dangerous when I was looking.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie.
Hell nah,
man. It gave me chills when I was watching that. That's normal life.
Chad, this shit ain't nothing.
I mean, people get normal. Get used
boy,
to
I do it.
She's better. Yeah. Better.
That's crazy.
If you're in Chicago, this is the only way to live. Keep your heads up and your guns tucked. And up next, we have Indian Red Boy, who thought it'd be a great idea to disrespect the death of Nipsey Hussle. Indian Red Boy was an up-and-coming rapper from LA. The 21-year-old's flow was just making a name for himself in the game, but his life got cut short way too early on July 8th, 2021, in a messed up incident that went live on Instagram. Indian Red was talking to his friend Capone on IG Live in his car in Hawthorne, California, when suddenly shots rang out.
Like, you ain't got nothing on you right now. What would you do, fool?
Damn, about that, fool. I got these.
Them bitches right there. Damn, that nigga dead. What the fuck? I thought
The
he got
footage
shot.
is pretty graphic, watching his final moments as he bleeds to death. It's unclear who shot him, since Red Boy had old and new ops around him all the time. But one thing's for sure, if you know you've got a lot of people out for your blood, never let your guard down outside. This next rapper took that advice to heart, because he wasn't caught lacking. Texas rapper Bugatti Casino was in his car, IG living, just kicking it back with his fans when someone came up to his window.
Whoa, Jim. What's up? What doing out here?
What's good?
Coolin'. Y'all got some gas?
Nah, I'm selling no weed, bro.
Ain't you that rapper?
Yeah, what's up?
Coolin'. Man, I heard you got some features going for sale.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
They finna get his ass.
Trying to get a feature. You the hottest thing in town, B.
Where you from, fam?
I'm from hip-hop.
You from here?
Fuck alright.
What part you from?
Stop City.
Yeah?
Yeah, he feel it. He feel that shit.
The bricks.
You feel something happen.
Y'all in front of my spot though, you know what I'm saying? I got my dogs barking and shit. Damn, say, I'm waiting on somebody, bro. Yeah. What you want? Who you waiting on?
Who you waiting on?
What you want, man? Man, what this on, bro?
Man, start the car.
I'm trying to make sure everything all good.
Casino's vibing at first, thinking he was a fan. But after some talking, the fan acts a little sus. So Casino pulls away, trying to get him to leave.
I'm saying, what you trying to get, though? I'm trying to get 18. Hey, look, fam, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Come on, man. Come on.
He finna. So it's another nigga?
When the fan didn't get the memo, Casino tells the driver to move. But the fan gets pissed off and tries to jump Casino.
What?
Where y'all going, nigga?
Grab the pipe, nigga. Grab the pipe. Damn.
Go! What you doing?
The driver's taking his sweet time driving off, making him seem a little sus as well. And if he isn't in on it, Casino might want to think about getting a new driver, because really rolling with this guy might get him killed next time. But unlike the driver, our next rapper has some insane reflexes that ended up saving his life. Nashville's Black Boy Juice isn't your average rapper when it comes to keeping that heat on him. It's one thing to talk about it, but you gotta actually back it up. And Black Boy was live streaming, chilling with his fans, when an op yanks his door and puts a strap in his face.
Damn.
Hey, what y'all got going on?
Up all that.
Damn.
Juice went all to baby on this op. Getting jumped on live is one thing, but to disarm the fool and shoot him with his own weapon, that's straight out of the movies. The dude proved he's ready for whatever gets thrown at him in the streets. He'll even brag about it in his song Critical. I got hit up, but can't nobody say they robbed me. Last I tried, then I had to leave the crime scene. There's some talk online that Black Boy's thing was a setup for clout, but who knows for sure, staged or not. At least we know Black Boy Juice is not one to be called lacking. Now this next rapper also wasn't caught lacking, but his aim sure was. GBO Gaston's a rapper notorious for clout chasing with his disses.
Come outside. I'll pour out your house.
Boy, that look stupid as hell, boy.
I'm right here.
Even gets into it with rappers on IG Live.
Running, bro. I'm trying to spin again. I'm telling everybody to live right now. This finna go on YouTube. I know niggas recording. Everybody about to know. This Majay is a big cut is running from me, bro, and a dead homie, bro.
Gaston ain't all talk, though. After getting tired of the online back and forth with an op, he decided to take things to the streets. Literally. He pulled up on his rival while still streaming live on IG. After a heated exchange, Gaston went off the rails and threatened to shoot him. His op doesn't back down either.
Where's Cut?
Damn.
He shot and he missed.
Oh, man. God damn it.
He shot and he missed.
Come on, man.
All that for no reason.
He missed, but at least he backed up on his promise. That counts for something. Gaston ain't the one to take it offline when the beef gets real, but also doesn't keep the same energy when he's the one caught lacking. Up next, we have Bankroll Fresh, who probably didn't think this argument with an old friend would escalate to losing his life. Atlanta rapper Bankroll Fresh was making waves in the rap industry. His energy was electric, hooks sticking in your heads for days, which helped skyrocket his career, and it was on fire. He landed a spot on Jeezy's platinum single All There, proving he was next up. But in 2016, tragedy struck. Fresh was only 28 when his life was cut short in a really messed up shooting. Apparently, things went south with a childhood friend, another rapper named No Plug, outside a studio.
Look here it is, boy. Oh, damn. Damn, he got that shit pointed.
Bankroll ended up getting hit in the shootout and passed away. And since both parties were shooting at each other, it was ruled self-defense. When two crews pull up on each other, things are bound to get ugly. But for our next rapper, luckily, he decided to run away when things went south.
Got blitzed.
The beef between Chi-Town's two popular gangs, the Cutthroats and No Limits, goes way back. But there was one incident that made things even worse. One night, KTS members pull up on their ops block looking for some action. They see NLMB members inside a Mickey D's and catch him lacking. A 17-year-old Cairo's caught first and pressed to diss his dead homie, but Cairo holds his ground and things get heated.
Hey, nah, though, this one right here, I remember this shit like yesterday. Like, this shit, man. This shit happened like in 2012. I was what, junior in high school at that time, 2012. Man, shit was up in the city. I ain't gonna even lie to you, Chad. But anyways, like, up in that time frame, that shit happened, you know what I'm saying, like 4 hours, like 4 or 5 hours, you know what I'm saying, when I was looking at this shit, because my homie had showed it to me and shit. You know what I'm saying? He there, folks, look at this shit, I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, this happened. Because not only that, I'm right there on South Shore. I'm like on Gates right there. You know what I'm saying? So that McDonald's was right off the 9. I'm right there on Yates, off Yates and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like a few blocks off 79th right there. So that McDonald's is, you know what I'm saying, like 4 blocks from, you know what I'm saying, when I seen that shit. I'm like, damn. But yeah, man, that was a crazy ass time.
These are killers, man.
Shit crazy.
These killers, right? Y'all ain't gotta go no work. We finna get some McDonald's for we ain't on that with y'all. Y'all good? These no limbs, man. These are no limbs. Damn, why you back there? You don't work here.
I ain't back there. Y'all work there. Oh, bro, he worked there now. Goddamn.
Shorty, y'all.
He worked there now. Shit. Fuck it.
Right now. Say fuck rock.
Say it. Hey, ain't no zipping in us.
Say fuck rock.
Say it. Don't be scared, little fuck. Don't be scared.
Nigga all up in his face and shit. He like, say it, fuck rock, nigga. Say it, niggas. Say it, nigga. Say it, nigga. Say it, fuck rock, nigga. All up in his fucking face, bro.
Vaughn leave, but NLMB wasn't about to let him off so easy, and you can hear shots go off.
He's like he's a bro, y'all little fuck. What you came out turned up? Damn, go fresh. We done, let it sad, man. I wanted some DVDs, fuck. Do what y'all don't do, man. Let's go. Hey, man, cut those. KTS, man. Cut those KTS. We KTS. No, gotta get back to the hood, man.
Yeah, they get the thumping right there. Damn, chat. Well, they ass going crazy.
Vaughn survived that night, but he wasn't so lucky the next time when an op found him on the streets and he got shot, dying young at just 21. Goes to show you that if you're into the street life, you're never really safe. So word to the wise, always keep yourself strapped. Our next rapper uses his shooting as inspiration for some hard music. Texas rapper Rubber Band OG's music blends hip-hop and trap into a sound that'll get stuck in your head. And OG ain't afraid to keep it real. Like that time things got crazy on his live stream. 1 minute, he's cruising in his car, vibing with fans, and the next, shots ring out, changing the whole vibe.
Listen, man, I ain't got time to play with y'all, man. Man, I need my money.
Damn, they get packing at his ass.
Well, OG wasn't phased and thankfully nobody got hurt. Instead, he flips this close call into a fire track in a music video called Shots Fired. But the only shooting our next rapper experiences is in his own home.
Damn,
Isaiah TG's an up-and-coming American rapper and producer from Ohio who's developed a cult following for his unique, dark, and moody style. But maybe he needs a lesson on safety and protection first, because one day on IG Live when he was showing off his guns, it accidentally misfired.
I just shot that.
Luckily, the gun was away from him, so he lived, but things could have gone completely different had he been pointing it someplace else. Now, this next rapper couldn't handle the heat either, even though he talked a big game. Little CJ Casino's been blowing up in the rap scene, releasing some raw
CJ
street
Casino.
bangers. But a recent incident had people questioning if the dude's really built for that lifestyle he's rapping about. One afternoon, CJ pulls up on his op street and hopped on IG Live. He started running his mouth about how he's ready for anything. His whole vibe screamed he ain't scared to be in deep enemy territory. That whole untouchable vibe flipped quick though when a few shots rang out nearby. Bro ducked down ASAP, abandoning that tough guy act as soon as things got too real.
Blood, I'm in the hood by myself. I'm Scout 6. Pop out. I don't need no big homies to protect me.
I know this ain't the guy I was talking about. I thought this was the
Blood,
other
I don't need no big homies to protect me, man. Where y'all at, man? Huh?
That nigga, boy.
Yeah, I'm Scout 6. I'm tired of playing with you on Blood. You niggas gonna have to come scratch. On God.
He don't have to go scratch, nigga. He don't have to go scratch.
Come scratch, nigga. On Blood gang. Come. Yeah, just like that. Y'all see where I'm at on Blood. I ain't nobody in the car with me. Yeah. On Blood. I'm in the hood by myself. Come on with it. Come on with that. Let's get that. On Blood, still got my little cornrow. On Stop 6.
Yeah.
Hey, take Pee Wee to the
He said, I'm hit. I bet you hit,
Turned out all the tough talk was just cat once the bullets started flying.
Nigga, what fuck talking about, nigga? Nigga, I ain't scared of shit, nigga. I'm out here, nigga. Nigga on big bloods, nigga. I'm hit, nigga. I'm hit.
And for real, this is why if you have beef on the streets, you stay on your toes. Unlike this next rapper, who thought confronting an op with no strap was a good idea. When you're on IG Live in Chicago, anything can happen. Boston rapper Slim LV was in the parking lot vibing with his fans. That's when he spotted some of his ops, but instead of keeping it moving, he walked straight up to him, getting all heated. At first it seemed like more of his usual flex, but things escalated pretty quick. Then one of Slim's ops fired shots.
Yo, you from whatever? Huh? You from what? What you say? Huh? What do you mean, man? Okay. What happened, bro? Yeah. What happened, bro? Okay, but yo, fam. Are you from this listen. Are you from this side?
Look
yeah,
up.
he's from what?
Looking down at the phone. Look up.
Oh, he booked it out of there. He had to cut that IG Live short as he ran for cover. Word is he managed to get patched up at the hospital. And maybe if he closed his mouth, he might have not gotten into trouble. Especially when the next time he was caught lacking, he wasn't as lucky and ended up losing his life.
Damn.
And that's all the rappers we have, guys. If you like videos like this, please be sure to check out the channel to see what other crazy things rappers get into, including shooting up people on IG Live.
Stop being like that, man. Stay out the way.